This week's episode of the realest podcast ever is sponsored by Dope Shows. This Sunday, November 25th, Dope Shows presents Moneybagg Yo live in concert at the #1 concert venue in Philly, the Fillmore, Philadelphia, 29 East Allen Street, Philadelphia, PA. Special guests Saad Mosquiat and Sean Sloan. That's this Sunday, November 25th. Tickets available now at Ticketmaster.com, the Fillmore box office, and all DTLR/Villa stores in the Philadelphia tri-state.
TRPE. The realest podcast ever, realest podcast ever. Two brothers bringing thinking on a second level. Music, sports, fashion, politics, and the streets. The best 2 hours out of every week. YDN, dinosaurs, and YBODs. Real talk every time, this is what you need. We just out here popping shit. It's your boy C. Diddy and Matt makes me sick. TRPE, TRPE, go. TRPE, TRPE, go. They know. The realest podcast ever. Woo, woo. The realest podcast ever.
Jim, for me.
Did we miss it?
You actually were on, because we usually come in before the guy does the we come in before that usually, and that's not the right spot to come in on because there's still more audio on the thing. You came in on the right spot, but you just said, "Hey, did we miss it?"
Yeah, because I saw I'm
zoned out.
I was on IG and I don't know. I just
got distracted.
Yeah, it's like that fast.
I'm not
like,
even gonna say what you're looking at.
that fast. I was like, wait, do we?
Hey, hold on, we live? What the fuck? Hold on, wait a second. God damn, wait a minute.
Oh shit.
Oh man, shout out to our sponsor, Dope Shows. Man, they got a real big show coming up this coming Sunday, November 25th. So shout out to them. We'll talk more about that later in the show. Y'all just heard an ad, whatever. All of that's cool and all that. We appreciate them sponsoring Abstract Thought, Up to You Tutu, all that. We're gonna get to them ads and all that shit later.
Yeah.
What's most important is that we have a podcast.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Jesus.
The title of today's show is Episode I Don't Know, because I haven't been here so long. I don't know what number this is.
67.
67.
Is it 67? Okay,
cool. So roughly in a year and a half, we've done 67 shows.
Yeah.
That means we missed a lot of weeks for a weekly podcast. I'm just using my, my analytical mind real fast, my brilliant mind, and
67 in how many weeks in a year? 52.
52.
So
we got 6 more weeks this year.
So yeah, we actually it's 2 years.
Yeah,
we started in January of 17.
Right. So 67 shows in 104 weeks.
No. We still got 6 weeks till January 17th.
All right, so 98 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
We still suck.
So, yeah. I mean, shit, Melo would like to go 67 67 for 94 in a 3-game stretch. I bet Melo would fucking take it right now.
That's Hall of Fame level right there. So
I had so much trouble finding this new place, by the way.
Matt drove past it. I could just hear the frustration in his voice, like, where the fuck are we recording at? Because I just drove. I don't.
But look,
I'm like, yo, you got to see the Winnebago.
I stopped down the street at the Jeepers Creepers house, so I'm like, I know this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And you was like, make a U-turn, go on the other side of the street, come down past the strip club in Winnebago, make a U-turn, and pull into the little lot. So I made the U-turn, went down past the Winnebago and the strip club, made the U-turn, came back on the street, and I looked. I'm like, did I passed it again? And I just put it in reverse and backed the fuck up. Like, fuck it, I'm not doing this shit again. But yeah, I rode right past this shit twice. It's like, there are no lights.
I mean, the main thing that I'm disappointed about is that, the show is cool and all. I love you, Matt Taylor, my guy. I was looking forward to going to Champagne's when this shit was over. They're closed tonight.
There's usually nobody in there, so I don't think it's worth your time.
You can't get a lappy on a Sunday? What the fuck is going on? Are they
always closed on Sundays?
It literally looks the same when they're open and when they're closed in that parking lot. That's what I'm trying to get at.
Okay, cool.
I need to talk to my guy John M. See about buying his champagnes and revitalizing it. We got to do something. We got to bring something to Route 130 over here.
It's nothing like the John down the street from the casino. Well, I'm not going to get to the name because they don't sponsor the show, but it's down the street from the casino.
Champagnes is our neighbor. We'll give him a shout out. And apparently nobody goes there.
Yeah,
so,
but that should be jumping every day, all day.
I know you're talking about.
It's scumbag.
No, listen, my man DJ in there. It goes down in that joint. Oh, Essington?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I remember I was stalking this chick one time. She was dancing there.
Yeah, it goes down in there.
I hit my man. I was like, yo, let's go to such and such. He was like, who the fuck you stalking? Like, he can't even see through that shit because who the fuck wants to go down to
Have you
Essington?
spoke to AO?
Yeah, talk to him.
Have you told him what I told him about the whole joint?
No, not yet.
Like us trying to go viral?
Yeah, no, we definitely trying to. I mean, he don't have nothing else to do. I mean, he's just like, yo, drop your daughter off and shit. Come down to the studio. Me and Matt gonna kayfabe jump you.
Yeah,
and then,
we're gonna roll
then
on
it's
you.
gonna be lit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
No, we'll talk to him about that after the show.
right,
So,
man.
Ayo, expect a phone call.
As long as he's in on it, I'm with it all day.
He's in on it.
But
So, what's been going on, man? I know you purchased hella hats since you've been here last.
Yeah. I've been dealing with my own craziness. So it's like for me, the podcast not being here was like, not saying it was a good thing, but it was just
It was a break. It was a reprieve.
it was a retreat.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So it did get annoying after a while. Like motherfuckers literally like, yo, what's up? Y'all done? Y'all still recording? Like damn, yo, yeah. And it's just like, yo,
We'll get back to it.
It'll
Yeah.
What Weezy say, let it all work out.
Yeah.
Like it'll work out. But yeah, I went through the whole surgery process, and now I'm dealing with the aftermath of it and trying to put it all together. Because to put it together, you got to break it down. So it's like, going through that, like dealing with the reality of I'm not Big Matt anymore.
Right.
And it's a lot to deal with because, people calling me Slim. What up, little, what up, Slim? What up, Tiny? Goofy shit like that. And it's just, after a while, it starts to,
Yeah.
So I've been dealing with that. But, I'm breathing better.
Yeah.
Sleeping better. Move better.
Remember you saying something about your blood pressure being...
Blood pressure is normal.
normalized?
Like I went and I had to see the cardiologist last week, and my blood pressure was 127 over 84, so pretty normal.
Yeah.
The sleep apnea is out the window. Don't feel the chest pain. That's another. I got an enlarged heart, so that was when it became like serious for me when I was like found that out. But yeah, a lot of little issues. My back don't hurt, knees don't ache, and like I said, I sleep. Like I honestly got to the point where I forgot what deep sleep was.
Right.
And it amazes me that so many people have sleep apnea and like be just like when they told me I went 44 seconds without oxygen, it was just like, what?
Right.
And like, it was necessary, and like I'm happy I did it, whatever. And now, like I said, I'm dealing with the fact that like my clothes are all junk. So I got like a shirt and like 3 sweatsuits. Seriously, no.
You had
like,
to go buy all new work uniforms, all this shit.
the crazy part is the smallest ones I could find, they're too big.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like even that, like just all around the board, like everything is different. And it's cool, but like I said, mentally it'd be a lot because you trying to wrap your mind around, just being like normal. And that's really what the fuck could be about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're going through a process to where it's like, you just want to be on some normal shit. I want to go into normal stores. I want to, give me the normal chair. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But then you come in a room and everybody is like staring at you and wanting to talk to you and ask you questions. And it's just like, it almost is more awkward than before. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the way people react to you, like chicks, all the little bitches got something to say now. Niggas acting weird. I walked in my job the other day. Nigga was like, yo, man, you look good, boy. I'm like, thanks. He's like, come on, let's take a flick for the gram. I'm like, take a what for the what? I'm like, what?
Take the what and leave the what?
Yeah, take the what and leave the what? I'm like, what? And it's like goofy shit like that. Like, we've never taken a flick for the gram. So what the fuck are you talking about? But, all in all, it's cool. Like, I got no complaints. What's up with you?
Oh man, I'm beefing with poor party promoters, just regular, everyday stuff, threatening people's lives, shit like that. The whole shit the other day with the fucking snow was just so ridiculous. We was talking about it off air. But yeah, I mean, just in general, man, I haven't really been doing much of nothing. Like, I've been staying home way more. People getting shot left and right, man. Like, just a couple in the time that since we last recorded, somebody else, real popular guy, figure in the city, my man Bach from West Philly, was gunned down in West Philly, man, right in his neighborhood. And it's sad, man, that it's just like a recurring theme. Today is actually the anniversary of Camaro Rod passing last
rest in
year.
Peace, Camaro Rod.
Definitely
Damn,
rest in peace, Camaro Rod. It's been a year already.
Man, shit.
So it's like,
yeah, November 18th.
Yep.
Damn.
So it's like you look at the way that, kind of like time is flying, and the fact that, life really goes on without these, these people that you kind of, for years, or a guy like Bach I know for half my life, and then stuff like that. And it's like, this life just kind of, it doesn't stop. It's like it pauses momentarily, but it doesn't stop. It just makes you, realize that, like, out of the way is the best way to be. And I don't be nowhere that I don't need to be. I don't stay nowhere that I shouldn't be too long. And for the most part, I don't even go to begin with.
Yeah, my homegirl asked me the other day, she's like, I don't ever see you out nowhere. And I'm like, that's because everywhere you go that's out, it's shooters and hoes. And I don't need either one. Like,
I'm anti both.
Yeah, I'm anti-shooters.
I'm anti-hoe and anti-bullet.
I don't need any of that right now. So it's just like,
Yeah.
like it's Philly is, I just,
it's a different place. It's
I'm trying to put it into the right words. Like, you have a city where it's like big things go on for the world.
Huge
here.
Yeah.
Like, the Comcast building is here.
Yeah. And they're building Comcast too right now.
You know the Sally Mae office is like right outside of Philly.
Yeah.
Like, the student loan
capital.
Yeah, it's like there are big things in and around this city.
Made in America happens here every single year.
GlaxoSmithKline is here. Fucking, it's just so much shit that go on.
Let's talk about the dichotomy of Philadelphia and the fact that there are two Philadelphias.
It's 4 or 5 Philadelphias, because me and you think that this part of Philly is fucked up, and we don't even like dwell into like the Kensingtons and the, all of that. I walked through 69th Street Terminal the other day for the first time in like 7 years.
Bruh,
that shit dawn of the day. It's like a level on Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fucked off in there, and I'm like, damn, like this used to be a prominent place. You could come in and get a bagel and a fucking the pizza place. It just, now it's just like, it's like just fiends crawling around.
The thing is, you have thousands of people passing through there every day. Commerce is taking place, but it's not benefiting the small business owners and the people that are right there on the front line of it. And essentially, the local government in that area has allowed the homeless to just take over the fucking whole...
The whole city, like, watching it go on, like, damn, like, how, like, you know the beer joint on 29th and Girard? You know what it's called? I actually looked at the awning the other day when I was doing the overtime. Yeah. It's called Nonstop Beer. Yeah.
Shit don't never stop.
Shit don't never stop. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's just like shit like that. It's a Chinese store on 29th Street that's called Wing More Wing. I'm like,
we know what you niggas is here for.
Yeah, that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it really is like 4 or 5 Philadelphias, because it's like, as nice as certain parts of like, Society Hill or what, even like Brewery Town. Yeah. You go a block, it's fucked off.
Yeah, you go one block up, down, left or right in Brewery Town, you get your issue.
You gonna get it.
You gonna get your issue and your subscription.
Yeah.
Like if you step foot in the wrong part of that shit, because North Philly is still Northing. Yeah. So it's just like, but it's like 5 minutes away from the drama is $700,000 houses on 29th and Green, and it's just like, how does this happen? How is it that 10 minutes from, not even 2 minutes from fucking Point Breeze, people shooting dope, getting smoked, $400,000 new construction houses is going up like wildfire.
Yeah.
10 minutes up the street from there in Northern Liberties, you got $700,000 houses, the second highest real estate market in the city behind fucking Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how does this exist in where you have despair to the left and to the right of you?
I don't know. Like, it's just, niggas gotta wake up. Like, the shit that's important to like the young black people.
Yeah.
It's not important to the world.
Correct.
Niggas really want to go out and fight over like social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking with a good friend the other day. She's a teacher, and she was saying how like she be literally having to like stop her kids from like doing the most on social media.
Yeah.
Like you might get expelled. Cool out.
Right.
Like stop. But
Please stop.
They can't.
Yeah.
Remember Patrice O'Neal? I cannot. like that's how.
Yeah.
It's insane, man. And it's just you look up. It's so much more. I was looking at old tweets the other day. The night, rest in peace, Camaro Rob, like we said before, man. The night Rob got killed, there was a triple shooting later on that night, and it's just like y'all don't take the evening off.
Nope.
Like and that's scary.
There was an incident the other night. I'm leaving work. I'm leaving Vanity. It's about 4 a.m. I was like, I made the decision that night. I'm not staying here all night till 6 a.m. like I did the last 2 weekends. I'm out of here. So I leave at 3:40. Sure enough, I get over the bridge, over past Young Bridge. Get
I seen that on your snap. Yeah.
It was a fucking whole, like, a straight shootout. One boy got murked, another one in the hospital in critical condition, and they think it's like a straight road rage incident. And I'm like, yo, this shit happened at 3:30 in the morning. What fucking road rage do you have at 3:30 in the morning when there's 3 other cars on the fucking road going in that direction? Somebody's dead, somebody's clinging for fucking life, and somebody's basically on the lam for a double fucking shooting. A homicide and an attempt murder. Over what? Nothing, I'm sure. Because the car, it wasn't even like a typical like hood nigga car, like, oh, a nigga in the Del 88, he had it coming. Yeah. It was a fucking Nissan Sentra. I'm like, who shot the Sentra up? Yeah. You can't get on or off 76 right there at fucking Pass Young exit or entrance. Yeah. Like, you can't get on or off because niggas wanted to shoot shit up at 3:30 in the morning. Like, help me understand what sense this makes.
Yeah, man. It's just, yeah.
And the shit happens so rapidly and in so many different parts of the city, the news can't even cover all the shit.
No, they gonna run out of gas.
Yeah,
we can't go back and forth.
Yeah, no, we gotta pick and choose.
They picking what shootings they're gonna go cover.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah.
No, that joint on 29th and Somerset bullshit. No, we gonna go.
Yeah, leg shots, things that shot in the arm. No, we ain't covering that shit.
Yeah, like that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, all shootings are not created equal no more. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and it's just so many different things exist within this melting pot, and it's like, yo, you drive down fucking Ridge Avenue tonight. Drove down Ridge Avenue. See how much new construction is going on. But see how much despair still exists within walking distance of that new fucking construction.
Yeah, Ridge Avenue is just, they're putting up all kinds of shit.
All kinds of shit.
Yeah.
You know why? Because it's a main fucking throughway for the city that's been underutilized for 30 years.
Yeah.
And some smart developer said, holy shit, I can get from fucking Roxborough to downtown in 15 minutes when there's no traffic, 35 minutes when there is traffic.
And it's a bus that runs clean down.
And it's a bus that runs clean down this motherfucker. This is prime real estate. Let's develop this shit. And all it took was one guy to start making little moves, and then now all the New York investors, all the Asian investors, all the North Jersey investors, now everybody wants a piece of fucking Francisville.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that easily, motherfuckers don't see the writing on the wall and realize that, like, hey, you got $500,000 condos down the street from your projects. Guess who's going to be getting the fuck out of here?
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to be living in Sharon Hill in a couple years? Y'all motherfuckers.
It's wild watching the takeovers, man. It's just like you'll see a neighborhood and you just like, oh, yeah, it's a nice little place. Then you look up like 7 years later and you like, God damn.
Starbucks, fucking Zaxby's.
My grandpop today, my grandpop and my pop today were fucking hilarious. My dad's 70, my grandpop 98. So that just paints the picture right there. So my grandpop is like, he's 98. So he's like kind of like delusion a little. Yeah. He just be saying anything. And he's like, I remember when I moved to this block, it was all white. All of this, Allegheny, Northfield, it was all white. It was perfect. My dad was like, yeah, before you had civil rights.
Pre-1964.
Yeah. But my grandfather was saying, like, he really watched the transition. Like, like all the old heads would tell me the 60 was the hardest line to get on at my depot.
Damn.
You couldn't pick it because all the old timers picked it. Like everybody wanted to be on Allegheny. It was sweet. It was like the 27 is now.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't get on the 60. Think about that. Like K and A, G in Allegheny, F in Allegheny. You couldn't get on that? Dog, no bullshit. I was doing the 60 for Memorial Day overtime, and I haven't worked a late on the 60 in years. But I was doing it for overtime. Like, fuck it. Shit was paying 22 hours. I'd do it. What's the stop right after K and A? Is it G? Is it G or F? It's G. G in Allegheny.
Yeah, G in Allegheny.
It's a bus shelter right there, like the for the bus stop with the benches and shit. I'm coming through K and A. I look, because it's dark now and shit, and it's 25 motherfuckers in the shelter. And I'm like, God damn, this bus stop packed. I pull the fuck over, open the door. Nobody get on. I look, everybody just in there asleep. Knock the fuck out, leaning. I'm like, oh shit, my bad. I'm just like, how is this a thing?
Yeah.
It fucked me up because I'm thinking motherfuckers is waiting for the bus. But it's like, no, motherfuckers really just at the bus, like in the shelter. Nodded.
Yeah. And
there was one motherfucker was laying on I thought he was dead. Like he was just there. And I'm just like, how is this just a thing?
This shit is an open air drug market.
Dog, I went up, I came down, I got to E in Allegheny, bull dicking it across. I'm at the red light. He dicking it across the intersection. 3 motherfuckers in black suits chasing him down the block. I'm like, it's just fucking the Matrix agents just chasing the nigga. Like it was, and life was going on.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers coming out the poppy store with the cigarettes and shit. Like, motherfucker getting chased by federal agents. Like, that shit's not shocking to nobody.
Regular, everyday
While they
thing.
over there knocked the fuck out off dope on the steps. Cops up here with a fucking, the one bitch was high, she done lost control of the car, drove up on the curb onto somebody's fucking porch. I'm just like, yo, this shit is nuts.
That shit is crazy over there. I ended up over there by accident the other day.
Man,
somebody gave me an address. It ended up being K&A. It was fucking club. I'm not going to say because they don't sponsor the show. But I ended up at this fucking club. My man like, yo, pull up over here. I need to get something for you, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, am I at fucking K&A? The police car is sitting on the sidewalk.
Oh, yeah, they be on the sidewalk.
Where the steps
are.
Come down from the train.
Kimber be out there. Kimber love it. He be out there fighting motherfuckers. I'm telling you.
He out there like RoboCop, busting heads. He out there acting like Officer Hawk from fucking The Wire. We're gonna bust some skulls.
They be out there,
yo, that shit was, it was like, yo, it was a cop in the middle of the street on Allegheny in the fucking divider. Then there was another cop on the sidewalk by the fucking steps. 19 cops driving back and forth. I'm just like, yo, when do y'all find time to get high and to buy drugs around here? It's a police state. They all through this motherfucker.
It's nuts, man. Like watching it just go on to where it's like I said, you go to another neighborhood in the city. You don't got that shit.
No.
You don't got to worry about that. You could walk around naked at nighttime. Ain't nobody gonna fucking bother you. And it's just, excuse me, watching like you said, the dichotomy of this city to where it's just like, how do it be so much open air drug shit, so much murder, so much confusion all the fucking time when it's so much opportunity and there's so many things you can do.
People are thriving in the city of Philadelphia.
Thriving.
And making a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
I got a friend of mine, a close friend of mine, very close friend of mine. Guy did a long stretch in prison, came home, had like saved up like $9,800 to his name. He had a property from before he went to jail. Basically worked day and night fixing his fucking property up, got it sold, had like maybe like 60 grand, and that springboarded him all the way like jumping back out and reacclimating himself to society to the point where now 4 or 5 years later he's worth $1 million on paper. And it's like you hear stories like that from a guy who was literally lost in the system for 12 fucking years, come home, devise a plan, figure it out, execute it, see it through, and then you got motherfuckers that been out here the whole time he was locked the fuck up, and they can't figure shit out.
No.
They don't know where their next fucking meal coming from. And he's a lower level on the rung of the people that are getting rich off real estate and shit like that in the city of Philadelphia. Because if you just go and sit through the sheriff's cell, this exercise I give y'all got nothing to do on a fucking Wednesday or Thursday when the sheriff's cell going on. Go sit down in the sheriff's cell and watch the same 8 motherfuckers buy up every fucking property and every vacant lot that come up at the fucking sheriff's cell. Like, and these are not native Philadelphians, as Africans, as Asians, as North Jersey guys, as Jewish guys, Russians. They down there. I sat in there one morning. This guy, every time a vacant lot came up, he like, oh, you know that one too, yeah. Motherfucker bought about 34 vacant lots that day. Like, this is the shit that's going on right under people's noses. And these are fucking properties that probably somebody could have been had 10, 15 years ago for nothing that a family member left or something like that. And y'all was too, oh man, anybody worry about that bullshit. y'all not even paying attention to the shit, and shit is getting swept right from up under y'all motherfucking noses. In a city that once upon a time was, and I think probably still is like 65-70% black or some shit like that, and we don't own shit as a collective.
Niggas at Nonstop Beer.
Like, we don't own shit.
Yeah.
It's like little small examples here and there, but for the most part, we don't own shit. And the city is about to get flipped right from up under us, and this shit is going to be like a hub between New York and D.C. is basically what they setting Philly up to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a mess. It's really like when you actually drive around, and that's the thing, I drive around. So it's like I hit all these different parts where it's like on an average day, I'm in Center City, I'm in Plymouth Meeting, I'm in Roxborough.
Yeah.
I do these OT runs, I'm in Brewery Town, I'm in Poppy Land, Badlands, whatever the fuck you call it. You know, I'm going back and forth through Francisville and shit. Like, so you see all the different dynamics to these different neighborhoods, and you just like,
shit fucked up.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's bad, but it's as fucked up as it is. I don't think it changes.
No, it's not.
I don't think it gets better.
It's going to get more and more accelerated. Like, there was some. I saw this news story. I don't want to misquote it, but it was like some big, like, venture capitalist guy was basically going to look at the profile of all these different inner cities around the country and evaluate them and basically start buying the whole inner city, like wholesale. I'm going to contact the city, and it's 9,000 properties out. Give me all of them. And start developing these fucking inner cities. And you know what that means? Niggas, y'all got to go.
Yeah. Them taxes going to go up.
Them taxes going to go up. They're going to slowly bleed you out. Them taxes going to go up. You're not going to be able to afford them, and you're going to have to get the fuck up out of that, Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody, my man, Cousin E was telling me this like a year and a half ago. He said his family from South Philly. So he said on the block where they live at, somebody that he know, his cousin or somebody, got a property that was inherited to him. He sold the property cash to somebody for $60,000. The person put a little bit of work in the shit, sold it for $240,000 3 months later. So imagine if a motherfucker would have took the time to get with a real estate agent, check the return value on a motherfucker. What do I need to do? What is this house worth today with no work done to it? Can I take a second mortgage on this motherfucker, get it fixed up, and then turn around and sell it for the same $240 that the person did when you got the property free and clear? But they say all the time, $50,000 in cash is like $1 million check to a nigga. Like, they ain't trying to wait. Like, hold on, you got $60,000 today?
Yeah.
Run that. Call your people.
Run.
What you waiting for?
I can get me a 41. Give me a motherfucking clean ass enclave. Be out here.
I mean, I'm riding around selling motherfucking selling ball games and sitting off the phone. They get a brick busted down to all ball games.
Ball games always makes me laugh. I don't know why. My drug dealer homies hate me because whenever I hear it on the phone, I'm with him. I gotta crack the fuck up.
Like, I'm riding around selling ball games off the cell phone. I'm gonna get me 17 track phones. I'm gonna switch my number every 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm out shit.
Ball games. But yeah,
we be worried about the wrong shit, man. Like,
we do. We like, honestly, I say that shit a lot. Like, the things that we as black folks worry about is nuts. It's just it's so much opportunity. It's so much just life.
Yeah.
You know, and that somebody asked me the other day about the whole weight loss situation. Like, why aren't you documenting the journey? Like, you so inspirational. And I'm like, I really wasn't trying to be.
This is for health purposes.
Yeah,
not
I wasn't.
vanity purposes.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be like fucking Iyanla Van Zant. Like, yo, telling you like, no, it's like, I was more so on the tip, like, I just don't want to die in 4 years. Because that's where the doc was at. Like, yo, your heart, your blood pressure, the stress, everything, you're not making it to 40, dog. And it was just like, that's more so my, even now, like, I'm still, like I said, dealing with the everyday, trying to work out, trying to make sure I'm doing this, that, and the third. It's like, the shit is serious to me. Yeah. But at the same time, it's not for you. Right. You know, it's not for you.
It's a personal journey.
It's not for anyone. Yeah. And that's more so, like, I look at it now, like, damn, like, Lord willing, I hit 40, I hit 50, 60, 70, you know, and I was saying that shit the other day, like, life is long. Niggas have this thing where it's like,
live fast, die young.
Yeah, life is short, and it's like, no, it's not.
Nah, it ain't gotta be.
It's really not. Life is long, and you got to put yourself in the best position possible. You play poker, you got to get yourself the most odds. The most. Definitely. Like, I don't want to call my whole life on a 2-outer. Yeah. You understand? I'm using poker terms. Some people might get it, but, like, I'm not putting my whole mother, like, all in And only thing that can help me is the queen of spade and the seven of spade because I need a straight flush.
Right.
No, I don't want to do that. But we a lot of times get wrapped up into where you got situations where motherfuckers is all in for bullshit.
Yeah.
For complete and utter bullshit. And that you look, all these families getting destroyed, all these mothers, these daughters and sons without their fathers. It's sickening.
My homeboy,
it's dead ass sickening.
my homeboy from uptown around like Broad Somerville area, and he basically said that, you know, he's like the neighborhood I grew up in, he's like, they hate me. He's like, they killed my best friend. They fucking tried to kill me. He's like, I come back around there because I still got my sister, whatever, still live around there. He's like, I come back around there, I find out that he's like, my young boy, somebody that I knew since he was a child, people basically using him like a fucking crash test dummy, sending him on murder missions for $200 and $300. And this kid, 17, 18 years old now, he got 10, 15 murders under his belt. And when the fuck they catch up with him, they gonna bury him under the jail. And this is all from a sense of disparity because he don't know no better. They taking advantage of him. They giving him drugs. Oh, we gonna give you such and such. Go down there and go shoot this motherfucker. And it's just like, why are y'all so inclined to just set people up to do the wrong shit so much?
Was it you that was telling me the perk story? It wasn't you. Who the fuck told me that the other day? The young boy said he was shooting shit up for perks. I can't think who the fuck.
Oh, that's a commonality right
but
there.
I was like literally in stitches. Who the fuck told me that? I can't. It'll come to me. But yeah, was it Nate? I don't know who the fuck it was telling me that shit the other day. But they was like, yeah, the young boy was really on some like, nah, like, you know what I'm saying? You give me like some of them joints, like I do him in right now, like OG. I think it was him up north.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like it's shit like you say. So you sending young boy on straight dummy missions, and they be dummies.
You 30, he's 17, and you sending him to go do shit you don't want to do.
Yeah, and blind leading the blind.
Blind leading the fucking blind.
Like real talk. That shit is serious, man. Like,
and it's just it's so much of that shit, and it's just like, yo, we just really glorify stupidity and nut shit like far too often.
I told you I was looking at them old tweets about the whole shit that happened with Rob, and I had a tweet where it was like, yo, y'all say y'all hate people who do this stuff and do all of these things and shoot up shit and all this mayhem. But then y'all be on the John like, yeah, I got a shooter, my hitters. It's like, you can't glorify it one day.
Yeah.
And then the next day be like, oh, come on, man, y'all drawing.
Yeah, you
It's
either
like,
in or you out.
You either in or you out. When it comes to something as drastic as life or death, you can't be on the fence about that shit. And I feel like that's the influence.
But
like
people really are. But here's the crazy thing, bro. People really are on the fence about the shit because you see too many times where people glorify that street lifestyle and they immediately fucking tell. The minute that any type of strife or any type of law presence come into their life, they immediately tell because they was faking from the beginning. They was never really about that shit. Like, it was a rapper in this city, I'm not gonna say who, this motherfucker had a song called Rat Rat Rat, and then the very minute that an indictment came down, he fucking told on all his friends he grew up with. How does this work here?
Hey.
You got popularized off of downing the cooperating culture, and then the minute you got into some shit, you're like, oh, fuck them, I got a rap career to worry about. Fuck them niggas. What? Shit was heartbreaking to see. Heartbreaking, because I know somebody was running around with him, was really like trying to push his shit for any talented. But it's like, dog, like, why would you do that? Like, you knew what it was when you signed up. You knew that, yo, I'm selling crack, I'm selling meth, I'm selling dope, I'm selling weed, I'm doing everything. And when and if this shit come down on me, 20 years is my penalty because I'm doing it all. But in the meantime, I'm fucking all the little bitches. I got the rollies. I got this, that, and third. I'm in Miami. I'm with this person, that person. You got to take the good with the bad. And that's the whole problem with like our culture now. And Wallow said something to the fact that when he was in jail, he was basically like not condoning people telling, and motherfuckers in jail with him tomorrow. Oh man, you old school. Ain't nobody following that shit no more. Man, motherfucker gonna do what they gotta do. If they ain't gonna be in here, they ain't gonna be here. If I gotta tell, I'm gonna tell. And he just like, what?
Yeah, I
And there's no repercussions for people who have that mindset.
That's what I was about to say. Since we've gone into it, now.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like
no repercussions for people who have that mindset because they come home, if they still getting money or they still got the plug, they still got the pounds or the bricks, motherfuckers is fucking with them.
now. See, I don't do any of this, so I don't know if I even have the place to speak on because I'm going home first. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of what pops off,
Right.
I'm going home, peoples. You know what I mean? So. But my thing, the whole snitches get stitches joint.
That shit is out the window.
Yeah, it's like I would think that it's like because I saw people talking about this on Twitter. Like motherfuckers, like they can tell and then come home and then like have welcome home party flyers.
Yeah, for sure. The whole thing is right at this point in life, right?
I don't know why it made me laugh so much. I still laugh.
The shit is hilarious, but the snitching shit is so deep, right? That at the end of the day, nobody's not going to do nothing to a snitch because
He's already telling.
He's already telling. So it's like if you miss, he's going to tell on you. If you hit him,
hey fellas, I got some more information.
This nigga Ron
Y'all
shot
don't
at me.
believe this nigga today.
So this nigga had the nerve to shoot at me. And the technology is so crazy. Motherfuckers be having bugs. Motherfucker have a bug on their water bottle, like recording your whole conversation. You don't even know the fuck going on. Motherfucker had something on their glasses, or somebody had had a recorder in their necklace.
Yeah.
On their fucking chain, recording somebody, like a video recorder.
Oh shit!
Like this shit is deep. So it's
You're not
like
recording me with that, are you?
not right now.
Okay, cool.
So the whole thing is, it's like, yo, nobody's not gonna quote unquote go at a snitch because you're gonna do more harm to yourself than you are to them. Even if you succeed, once the fucking federal agents or the state police, whoever the fuck they working for, find out that they're murdered, now they got an investigation on who killed our snitch.
One of the boys in my job the other day, he drive a 48, and like a new motherfucker just came out of training, was behind him or whatever.
Yeah.
So he came in, he was like, yo, you know the new boy on some straight nut shit. And I'm like, what you talking about? He's like, he my follower. He's like, I jump because I'm getting the fuck down the street. You know what I'm saying? Jumping is when you leave the stand early.
Okay.
Like if you're supposed to leave at 3:10, you leave at 3:07. That's called jumping. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I jump because I'm getting the fuck down. He's like, this motherfucker go straight to the supervisor and then go in the back, tell him I'm jumping on him and shit. Like, the fuck type time is he on? I was like, you gotta kill that nigga. He was like, well, I'm not fucking with you. But I was like, that's what happens if you go in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he was like, nah, I'm serious. Like, and I'm like, nah, I mean, if he ratting, you gotta kill that nigga.
Right.
He like, I can't be serious. You can't be serious. Whatever. He walked the fuck off. But it's like, nah, you would think that would be like a actual thing.
Nah,
at least I would. You know what I mean? But it's like, nah, apparently from what I'm hearing, it's like, motherfuckers really just like go and tell.
Listen,
and then
this the craziest story I ever heard. A motherfucker put a hit on his man, his childhood friend, because he heard that he was telling, and then he turned around and told.
Wow. Told on the hitman?
No, on some whole other shit.
Oh, okay.
So me and you hustling together. We knew each other for 20 years.
Right.
We get money together. I find out that you got locked up on some other shit that like some out of town shit nobody knew about,
right.
And you cut a deal. I come tell her, yo, you got to kill Matt. He told. Then 6 months later, I get caught for some other shit, some drug shit, and then I tell.
That's crazy.
The premise of getting you out of here is because you told. We don't fuck with them fucking rats, you rat ass nigga. You gotta go. I may tell her come kill you, and then 6 months later, I fucking tell because I don't want to go to jail.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild. Damn.
This is the shit that's going, like the street shit, the underbelly. The shit is so deep and it be so much going on that be getting swept under the rug and shit that people don't talk about and certain people know but other people don't know, and it's just crazy, man. It's just like, yo, stay away from that shit because it's too much. Like, you're going to jail. Like a couple years ago when Feek was still a cop, he was telling me, he was like, yo, he said motherfuckers is coming in for domestics for beating their girls and telling on murders. Motherfucker beat his girl up, coming in. Yeah, the nigga Tafiq from over on 54th Street. Man, nigga killed about 4 motherfuckers. Man, he killed Ron. He killed little Jimmy. Like,
that's wild.
What? Like,
that's crazy.
Everybody's telling.
For shit that you don't need to tell.
For shit that you don't even need to tell about. Like, dog, you beat your girl up, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah.
But if you go in front of Judge Means, it ain't gonna be all right. You beat your girl, you going up. First offense, oh yeah, no, give him 37 months. Like, wait, what the fuck? You go in front of the wrong judge with a domestic violence case and your witness cooperating, you're going to jail. First offense, none of that shit. I seen a Puerto Rican boy come up there. It was him, his girl, and his girl mom. He living in the house with them. He paying all the bills. They decide we gonna kick this motherfucker out and keep all his shit.
That's some Puerto Rican shit.
Yeah, he break in the house, beat the daughter up. Mom called the police. He come to court on the first offense. Lock him the fuck up. Yeah, 23 to 36 months. First offense, never been arrested for nothing. Oh, you says here you punched your girl in the face. Blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, cool. Who's here with him? Yeah, you didn't stand when they said all stand. Yeah, we gonna give him 23 months because you don't know how to fuck the act. Bang the gavel. You think you come into court on a formality? You get sent up 23 to 36 months on the first offense for beating your girl up for some silly shit.
And then you tell him. Now I got to tell.
Now I got to tell because I don't want to go do 24 months up here.
I was getting ready to go to motherfucking Hard Rock Cafe. I got to tell to get the fuck out of here.
Hard Rock a block away. I done already paid to park. I might as well
paid park until 3 o'clock. I was going to be fuck get it out of here.
Man, listen, that motherfucking that court bill, that shit is a nightmare, dog. It'd be all type shit going on in that joint, man.
Yeah, I don't need to be in there.
No, at all.
No.
At all.
I'm good on that.
Motherfucker, somebody that I know, well-known guy, whatever. Motherfucker was coming to court. He got his girl with him. He parading the girl coming to court testifying about a robbery. Somebody robbed him, whatever. He's street dude. Get money, street nigga. He coming to court with his girl, his well-known girlfriend, hand in hand, testifying. Like you glorifying the shit. Like you're not even trying to like keep it under wraps. You got moral support coming with you to come fucking town.
Moral support. You're an idiot.
like this.
I wish y'all could see this nigga face.
This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy.
He's a funny dude, man.
That shit is crazy, man. So disclaimer: stay the fuck out the streets, man.
Yeah, apparently stay out of the streets and stay out of the streets when the snow hit because you niggas didn't know how to act the other day.
Yo, that shit was crazy. Real quick before we get into the snow shit.
Go ahead.
Shout out my man Billy Abstract. Abstract Thought. Their 10-year anniversary celebration is coming up Saturday, December 15th. Damn, 10 years already. I literally remember when they started Abstract Thought. The first store that carried Abstract Thought was my cousin Justin and Phil. They store made the order in Northern Liberties of all places. We've been talking about Northern Liberties. But the 10-year anniversary celebration is Saturday, 12/15. The Billy Abstract Art Exhibition and Fashion Show. And they celebrating DJ A Boogie, celebrating making it to radio. He just got picked up for the Saturday slot on Boom 103.9. He's doing the mix show there. So shout out to my bro A Boogie. We used to watch Cars. Little known fact, me and A Boogie used to watch Cars together on the roof at Enterprise on 37th and Chestnut at the fucking Sheridan.
Holding it down for the niggas with top braids. I see you, A Boogie.
Top brizzies?
Yeah, with the top brizzies.
So, shout out to Abstract Thought. Like I said, 10-year anniversary. We're going to have more information coming in the coming weeks. Like I said, we just leading up to it now. They're going to have the venue dropping and all that. And they're going to actually come up here and do an interview and talk about the history of Abstract Thought and everything they got coming on closer to the actual event. So, shout out to them.
I'll definitely be there for that, especially if some shit is free.
Oh, man, we there. They're going to have past hors d'oeuvres, all type of shit. We in there.
You know, past hors d'oeuvres. But shit, man, we was starting to go into the whole, the snow. Yo, you had the perfect description for it. Like 3 to 6 inches of snow.
Crippled.
It crippled. I mean, it literally took the legs out.
All right, here's the thing, right? I'm not a person that prescribes to really like staying up on the weather and shit like that. I just figure it out as I go. Like,
I'm on it.
Day of, I'll be like, all right, fuck it. All right, it's a little dark, whatever, a little chilly. I need a coat, cool. I need more than a hoodie. I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm a dickhead, and I knew about the snow on Monday.
Yeah.
Other people I know knew about the snow the Thursday before.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, somewhere between last Thursday and that Monday, I would have thought that everybody would have filled in the gap and knew if your shit ain't right, if you in a Delta 88 on with Birdman head as your tires, stay the fuck off the street.
Well, the thing, I thought John Street was still the mayor. Right? Show you how far I am.
Yo, I know who the DA is, and I don't know who the mayor is.
I said on Instagram, I'm like, do we have a mayor? Who the fuck is the
It's
mayor?
Jim Kenney.
That's what somebody told me. Jim Kenney. I'm like, who the fuck is?
Yo, listen, Jim Kenney, right? Kenny.
Yes, I'm like, who the fuck is
Jim
that?
Kenney is the most. He was a city council guy and all that. Head of city council, all that shit. Jim Kenney is the most laissez-faire mayor ever.
Yo.
Since he got elected, I ain't seen this
Motherfucker ain't throw out a first pitch.
Yo,
nothing. I ain't seen it.
Listen, only thing I heard Jim Kenney name in was that fucking Made in America shit. That's the only thing I heard his name in the last 3 years. He been mayor for like 3 years.
Dog, I was like, I started with apparently it ain't been John Street in a little while.
Like 10 years.
I thought it was still John Street.
Listen, Mike Nutter had 2 terms. The mayor term is what? Is it 4 or 6 years or something?
4. I think it's like the presidency. Is it 4?
Yeah. Governor is 6, right?
Michael Nutter, how about it?
Yeah.
Damn, I forgot, I forgot all
He had
about
2
Mike
terms.
Nutter.
2 fucking terms. So listen, I got
that
a Mike
fucking
Nutter story.
Urkel voice.
I met Mike Nutter when he was campaigning. I was at Rose Tattoo down on Callow Hill on a fucking date. And
At a tattoo parlor?
No. It's a restaurant called Rose Tattoo.
Oh, I'm like, what the fuck was he doing in
On
that?
Calhoun.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Across from my joint.
Exactly.
Japanese joint. Yeah.
Exactly. So I'm in there. Mike Nutter get up. He see a black. I'm the only black motherfucker in here, and I'm young as shit at the time. He come speak to me. Hey, I'm Mike Nutter. I'm running for mayor. Blah, blah, blah. How you doing, young man? Nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, he pretty smooth for a boy with the black clown cut, whatever like that. He cool enough.
Yeah.
But he wasn't supposed to get elected the mayor. That was the whole thing because he's a Republican mayor in a Democratic city. But he was a black face on the ticket, so he got elected.
Yeah.
And then he fucked everybody's shit up.
Yeah. I met Stephen A. Smith. That has nothing to do with it. I don't know why that just popped into my head.
I met John Street too when I was in high school.
You said I met Michael Nutter. I'm like, yeah, I met Stephen A. Smith one day. He was cool as shit too. But yeah, you said you met John Street?
I met John Street too on 52nd and Market when he was campaigning. This I was in high school. Me and fucking Ricky met John Street. We got pictures. I know Ricky got the pictures somewhere. Ricky got all the Throwback Thursday pictures. I be cursing Rick the fuck out. Rick, take the motherfucking pictures down, dog.
You seen the joint I ever showed you with his pop when his pop was like twerking on the bitches at the party? Yo, Rick singing. Big Ricky get crazy, dog. But you know John Street, before we go into the snow shit, you know John Street was like a wild ass like dashiki wearing nigga back in the day.
Yeah, you know his brother in the feds right now.
Yeah, like they was all they was all like Black Power. You ever see I'm Gonna Get You Sucker?
Yeah.
He was like the brother showed up with guns and they left with jobs. Like that's what I always think of John Street and them. Cause he was like a militant ass dude and then he just turned out to be a politician and shit. But yeah, I thought John Street was still the mayor. And I'm like, yo, how did the mayor and like the city officials not have anything in I'm serious. There was no one prepared for that shit.
It was like, man, fuck that snow.
So what I'm thinking is happening, because if you looked at the news shit, it was saying it was going to snow from 9 to 12. It was only supposed to be like 3.5 hours of snow.
Yeah.
Turns out, though, the shit went from like 9 to like 4.
Yeah.
And it was heavy, and then it turned into rain, and it was cold. So that just made like...
Fuck everything up.
And they put out no salt, no snow. I hit Scrap because he drives the salt truck. I'm like, where are you at? He like, I'm stuck in traffic. And I'm just like, y'all on bullshit today. like it was nobody ready for this shit.
Like Scrap, you in a motherfucking summertime putting up pictures sitting on the truck, nigga. Where are you when we need you?
And my thing be with like you said again, like the city full of abnormally dickheaded people.
It's amazing.
If you got a Bonneville SSE, right? And you know your tires aren't... It's a front-wheel drive car already.
Yeah.
Right? Your tires have... You never... This is the thing.
You patch the tire, you ain't never replaced the tire.
Y'all spend money to make sure your heads aren't bald. You spend $1,500 on a weave, but then go and get used tires. This shit is just stupid.
Like, no, that ain't good enough. Let me see another one.
It's just dumb. So it's like, you know, you got these bald ass used tires on this car.
Yes.
Right? On a Trailblazer LS with front wheel drive. Why are you going to get fresh coal for your hookah in a snowstorm?
I'm gonna be in the crib. I got to get this motherfucking hookah right.
And that's like the fact that people even go out like I need to get some. I'm about to be snowed in. It's like, bruh, global warming is real. You're not about to be snowed in. We can hit with 20 feet of snow.
No,
that shit will be going in a day and a half.
That shit was going the next morning.
That shit was going that night. Motherfuckers, Jules hit me like, yo, how the roads? I'm like, nigga, I'm flying up and down 76.
Listen, I was in a Mazda CX-5 with all-wheel drive. I was all over the city. I'm passing school buses, all type of shit, bum-ass Mitsubishis, all type of shit. They honking at me. I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm out.
It was bad. And literally, they just weren't prepared. The streets weren't brine. There was no salt. And motherfuckers was just outside. Like, that's another, like, if you know, all right, it's about to snow. Pretty much everybody I know who, like, was anybody I know just wasn't going to work that day.
Yeah.
I'm just, thinking. I work for a company where it's like, we don't give a fuck if Independence Day,
get
nigga.
the fuck over here.
You still, come on. That's the way they act. Because they'll suspend service, but you still got to come. So, I get that. Because realistically, when I got to work, they was like, yeah, we ain't got no buses. They're all stuck in the street. Yeah. So, we can't even send y'all out. Y'all can just go chill. We was playing poker. I didn't go on the fucking street for like 4 hours. Right. It was lit. But watching the shit outside the depot was just like, motherfuckers getting out the car trying to fight each other. It was nuts. It was pandemonium.
No, the highlight of the shit was the 4 SEPTA buses that was all disabled right by Lincoln Drive. Mm-hmm. What is that? It's not Walnut Lane. It's the other street. Right on the other side of that in Lincoln Drive. Johnson. Okay. Right by Johnson. 4 buses. 2 that's like smacked in front of each other. 1 that's off to the side and then 1 to the other side of that. So that shit. The school bus that was trying to go up the little hill by the Please Touch Museum, and I sashayed around them, and they were sitting there looking like fucking assholes. People got trapped on I-78 right past Allentown and had to sleep on the highway.
Really?
Yes.
For what?
Snow.
Damn.
It was so many cars piled up that was hitting each other and this, that, and the third. They had to sleep on the highway for like 6 hours.
Damn.
It was not to be outdone. Shout out to New York, 1,000-car pileup.
Man.
On the highway.
I remember years ago, a lady drove onto I-70. Was it 70? In York, Pennsylvania. I think it was 70.
That's a dope road. Shout out to York. I made a lot of money on York.
When I was driving for Walmart. I was going to the D.C. up near Frackville Prison. It was on I-81, but you take 70 across to 81.
I know it very well.
Chick drove onto the expressway on the 70 the wrong way, trying to commit suicide. And she caused like a crazy pile up. She hit a motherfucker like head on doing like 70. She left her family a note and all this crazy shit. The shit was nuts. But she killed herself and killed somebody else, which is like an asshole maneuver.
Yeah, like all these trees out here, you gonna hit a car?
Drive into the lake, lady. Why are you coming at me doing 74 in a Plymouth Voyager? It's like, what the fuck?
In a tank.
Yeah, essentially a fucking fireball tank. But she crashed, caused this big pile up. People dead, so the coroners had to come out. So they shut down 70 while we was on the motherfucker. Yeah. So we was just out there. One motherfucker was on his way to like camping and shit. He started selling food. Like he had food in the joint. He cooked the grill up. I'm like, this shit is ridiculous. Give me a sausage. We just out there.
Some sausages, turkey, my man.
We just out there. We was out there for like 4.5 hours. This shit was nuts.
Nuts.
So yeah, man. But the traffic the other day was like scary.
Yeah.
I told you, I tried to get off the drive. That was where I made my biggest dickhead maneuver. I got off 76 and got on the drive. Because in my mind, I'm thinking, damn, if 76, it was so cool that I'm like, oh, the drive, like if this is that cool, the drive gonna be good. And I got on the drive and I'm like,
gridlocked.
I'm looking at myself in a little mirror like, you a dickhead. Like, came down, tried to get off at what is that bridge where you come around to the Dell? What is that?
The Strawberry Mansion.
Strawberry Mansion joint. Got to the top, the ramp. Cop was like, no, go back. Boy stuck. You know what I'm saying? And he hit something, so he ain't moving. All right, what the fuck? I'm making a U-turn on the ramp, come back down the ramp, go around to the other side to come up the motherfucking other ramp. As I'm about to turn onto it, it's a car literally fishtailing coming towards me. It's an Aston Martin DB9. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? Why are you out here in a supercar that's rear-wheel drive and this shit? I mean, he was sliding every fucking where. Yeah. And he got the window rolled down. He on the phone. He like, man, African boy, I got no traction. I'm like, dog, you need to, where is your safari truck? You got to park this motherfucker. You can't be out here.
It's over for this joint. Put your e-brake on and call it a day.
Real talk. I finally got up to Strawberry Mansion Bridge, and man, it took me like literally. I left out the house at 2:00. I'm supposed to report at work for 3:53. When I walked in the door, it was 3:52.
Damn.
I left the crib at 2:00. It literally takes me like 15, 20 minutes to get to work.
Listen.
And that shit, and literally, it was like I got in the depot, and everything around the depot completely locked up.
Nightmare.
He was on the 48 before they suspended it. You pull out, you know where my depot is.
Yeah.
To 48, you pull out the depot and go around the depot and pull onto the side, 27th Street. That's the first stop.
Yeah.
He said it took him an hour to do that.
To go around.
Around the depot. And he got around the stop. I'm not going to fuck downtown. Pull that shit right back to fucking the depot. Hey, I'm not. What the fuck am I going to do out here? It took him an hour to go around the depot.
Right.
And it's just like that. We was on some straight Atlanta shit the other
I come
day.
out the crib. I drive, as opposed to going down Henry, which is probably the move in hindsight. Probably should have went down Henry Avenue.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my normal route. It's 1 in the afternoon. Who the fuck is outside with all this snow? It's been snowing since 9 this morning. I turn across Walnut Lane, turn down. Instead of going straight down the hill, I go down, going straight down Schurz, I go down Ridge. Mm-hmm. So I go down Ridge, I'm like, it's smooth sailing. I get right to the fucking TD Bank, chaos ensues.
Because they shut that down. Like, they wasn't letting anything come up the hill because motherfuckers was sliding backwards and shit.
Exactly. So I start to slowly, like, get past the shit. The shit is gridlocked right by the ice cream parlor where all the white people be turning left and blocking traffic and shit. So as I get to the Ritas, I'm like, I gotta make another move. It's an ambulance that can't move, disabled. He like crooked like this on the side or whatever, half in the parking spot. So everybody gotta go around him. You get down like probably like another 100 yards further down, the bus disabled. The bus can't fucking move. The bus is stuck in snow. So I gotta go down around, cut across Larson Street, go down the Crescent, go back through. Now I'm back into Mania. Mm-hmm. So now I'm on Main Street. Now I got a decision to make. Do I turn left or do I turn right on Main Street? Do I turn left and go back towards the way I was going, or do I turn right and then go towards the Belmont Bridge? I turn right. As soon as I turn right, all the traffic start moving the other way. I make a fucking U-turn on Main Street, go back around. Dog, by the time I got to the bus depot right there, it took me 70 minutes to get from my front door to fucking what's the Hicken?
What's Hicken
transfer station. And then what did I do? I seen all the people on the on-ramp that was backed up. Let me get on the fucking drive. Did the same stupid shit. Ended up going back around all this stupid shit. It took me 2 hours to get to fucking 52nd and Columbia.
That's crazy.
After a while, I just went to McDonald's, sat there, watched all the assholes drive down the street. Like I chalked it.
We was sitting in the depot because they was like on the tip, like, oh, we waiting for buses, and motherfuckers was like getting through, eventually bringing buses in. And my man, he like, yo, you think we should go like get a bus and go on the street? And I'm like, when they want us, they will come get us. Sit down, don't go down there.
Right.
He's like, no, but I'm saying like I ain't trying to get no write up on some bullshit. I'm like, listen. I grew up around white folks. My neighbors were white growing up. I went to a white high school. If it gets crazy enough, faint. Like you feel like you're flustered and you don't know what to do,
just drop.
Just fall on the ground. They'll forget about whatever's going on. All right, like, but I'm like, as far as right now, just go have a seat. You know what I mean? Like it was like 50 of us just because my thing is this: you go get a bus, then what? Where you going?
We'll end up right back the fuck here.
It took Scott an hour to go around the deep. Where are you going? I'm going to chill here till 10 o'clock, and then I'll go on the street. And you know the crazy part is when I finally did go on the street, it was people still waiting for the bus. And mad because the bus wasn't going to the end of the line. And it's just like, fam-a-lam.
What have y'all been doing
What have you been doing since 9 o'clock this morning?
10 at night.
It's 9:43 p.m. What did you do all day?
Wait on y'all.
Smoked
the Dutch, waited on y'all. You know what I'm saying?
It shit amazes me when motherfuckers get on the bus. Damn, man, I've been out here for an hour and a half. You didn't call an Uber, a Lyft?
You didn't call an Audible?
Something like you ain't got no plays.
I got one play in the motherfucking playbook.
Yo,
get on the bus, ride to the end. Get on the bus, beg for a fare, ride to the end of the line. That's the only play in my playbook. If this shit don't go right, I'm gonna just be out here. Hurry up, nigga.
Yeah. Did I tell you how I almost snapped on the motherfucker the other day on the bus?
You did.
So the motherfucker, I put the seat up, the first seat to the right. I always put it up because I don't want people sitting there. Because they stare at me. And it, like, I've developed anxiety too. We'll talk about this at a later show. But I feel like they be looking at me and shit, like to see what I'm doing. And it just, I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable. Yeah. So I had the seat folded up. Bull gets on and folds the seat down and sits down. So I'm just like, oh my God, like, why the fuck would he fold that shit?
Right.
And sit there like, all right, whatever. I ain't tripping on whatever. I had a bag of popcorn I bought from Sprouts, the little farmer's market on Broad Street. And it's like natural popcorn. So it's like not in like a nigger bag that like pops right open. It's like one of them hard cardboard bags. And I'm trying my hardest to like get the shit open, but I can't. And I'm not trying to make no crazy movements. And I'm like trying my hardest. So finally I like yanked. And when I yanked, that shit like poof,
went
it
everywhere.
Just popped and just went every fucking where. And I hear him like, damn, that's salty. I almost crashed because I full-fledgedly turned like, yo, get the fuck away from me. And it's like that's the anxiety I have now with people.
Like you a fish in a fishbowl and they just like watching it.
My nerves are like terrible now from being around people all day. And just, are you like that at all? Like you go out in the world and just too many people gets me like flustered.
Well, now. I just have certain mechanisms that I just employ whenever I go out and I know it's gonna be like a large crowd. I'm always like back to the wall, trying to pick a corner. I need to see the room. What the fuck is going on? I just have a thing about people like being behind me. Like
and that's if I could drive the bus like the fire truck. Like the nigga from the back, it'd be lit. You know what I'm saying? But that's really what it be. It's the fact that there's so many of y'all. Yeah. So many of y'all that I know are like shot out behind me. Yeah. Well, like what happens when like one of y'all pull out a knife or just something weird?
When y'all go rogue and decide the day is the day
it's
Big Matt dies.
That safety glass shit we got now on some of the buses, I'm literally, if they give me a bus that doesn't have it, I'd be like,
I need another bus.
Yeah, like I need one of, and they be like, oh, you like that? I'll be like, I love that junk. Like what? Like, fuck yeah, they can't touch me. That's fucking lit. You kidding me?
I've been waiting on this my whole life.
The chick asked me the other day, like, why they put this on the bus? And I'm like, it's for safety. She like, from what? And I'm like, from y'all. Like, they didn't put this shit here for grizzly bears or fucking, sharks. Like, this shit is for humans. Because y'all don't know how to fuck to act when you get... Like, bro, people be that stupid. Like, what the fuck do you think it's for? It's for y'all.
For the Taniquas and the Ron-Rons of the world.
Did you see the niggas on Mischief Night that shot up the beer joint with the paintball guns?
Yeah.
Dog. It's just like stupid shit like that where people be thinking they be having fun. The shit with the niggas doing the prank shit where they be like fucking like... People thinking like shit like that is fun, though. We live in trying times where it's like people got all types of anxiety. People got all kinds of shit that have happened to family, all that shit. Yeah. So it's like you running into a restaurant and y'all acting like y'all about to shoot this joint up. That's not funny. That shit ain't cool. It ain't funny. Ain't nothing dope about it. You gonna run into a situation where you got an off-duty cop, somebody that's with a licensed hammer that's going
to you the fuck up,
and they gonna melt when
justifiable homicide.
And the crazy part is that so many people on YouTube. This is just how weird we are. I guess this is my y'all weird. First y'all weird in months. Y'all who think that these pranks where you're inciting chaos and terror and panic, that shit ain't funny at all. And y'all the fuck retarded. Not even them. Y'all are weirder than...
For enjoying this
shit. For enjoying the shit. Motherfuckers was just at a concert where 60 people got killed. From a motherfucker with a rifle.
Right, assault rifle.
Shit like that ain't funny.
Yeah.
It's just not. It's nothing about that cool.
Straight up. And it's so fucked up because it's like...
I'm sorry. Your girlfriend was in the Walmart on 309 when that shit, like, that ain't cool. Motherfuckers don't understand, like you said, PTSD, the trauma that comes from losing a family member to some violence, losing a son, a daughter, any of that shit.
What I was going to get into is that Vince Staples touched on that exact point. He had a real great interview last year on Hot 97, and he was saying he's like all black people sell is trauma. He's like, you look at fucking Monday Night TV, Love and Hip Hop, bitches fighting, Basketball Wives. Old bitches fighting. You fucking cut on fucking YouTube. Somebody getting their fucking top blown back. You go on World Star. 100 motherfuckers fighting. Like, all we sell is trauma. So it's like, why does the fucking prank gotta be? Why can't the prank be something more clever than what, nigga? I'm gonna shoot this shit up. Like, why does it have to always immediately go to the graphic violence? That's the only way to get your point across.
Yeah,
and it's hundreds of these fucking things that exist.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's super weird.
But like I said, I feel like it's weirder that people actually give it a platform, and that goes to shit me and you be talking about, like, just on the outside of this joint, like the more dumb shit you're willing to do, and the more you're like willing to sell your self morals, your respect for yourself and for people. The more of that dumb shit you're willing to do, the larger your audience will become. Yes. And it's like, yo, we gotta get back to where we start giving like people who deserve an audience. Yeah. People who deserve a following. Like, why is it 500,000 people like this?
Right.
This image of young blacks running into a restaurant. What, nigga? Fuck, hey, yo, move, y'all. And everybody, like,
when we know how that turn, like in the real life version, we've seen it play out too many times. The Halloween shit, the two little kids got shot in the crossfire. Like, we've seen this play out in real life.
Like, I'm keeping it mean. If I'm in a restaurant and I'm on a date or something, whatever, I'm eating motherfucking a little piece of steak. But if I'm eating and
a petite fillet,
fuck, give me the 2 ounce steak. Like, but if I'm in there and I'm eating and motherfuckers run in here and the niggas next to me arguing with this nigga, and he's like, yo, watch out, y'all. And I got my steak knife in my hand. I'm hawking you. Cause I gotta get the fuck out. I can't be like,
I gotta make it home.
I can't be like, oh, this for YouTube. Did you see they ran up on Meek and them?
Yeah.
And like they was like, yo, that shit not funny, dog. Yeah. Like, you tripping. Like, this motherfucker done been out here. He done had issues with niggas in Toronto. He done had issues with niggas in Cali. He done you can't play like that. Running up on, and we just weird. We just a weird ass fucking bunch.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all can't drive in the snow. Y'all
can't do a clever prank.
Yeah, we just a fucked off little bunch of people, man. I saw that shit the other day, and I'm like, we gotta stop making the news for baloney, man. Like, the shit is just.
How about it?
It's the truth.
How fucking about it?
Niggas love making the news and being in some shit for absolute baloney. I don't get it. You know what I mean? But what you gonna do?
Shit is crazy, man. Let me get into this next ad. Shout out to Kiki, supporter and listener of the show. She's sponsored with us before. She's got a grand opening for her new all kids boutique for Up To You 22. That's up number 2. Letter U, T-U. Bring your kids out to a day of fun at Up To You 22's All Kids Boutique. Grand opening this coming Black Friday. 506 South 52nd Street is the address where your kids will enjoy a moon bounce, game bus, face painting, balloon characters, pop-up characters, cotton candy, popcorn machines, cupcakes, candy apples, candy treats, bags, and 20% off your entire purchase. Shit, fuck the kids. I'm pulling up this shit. Really. It sound lit. You got the moon bounce and all this shit is free. I'm showing up, Kiki. Playing a lot of games. But 20% off your entire purchase for the grand opening. They're having a ribbon cutting ceremony at 12 p.m. Please come early to enjoy all of the activities. Bring your kids through. Bring your nieces, nephews, some kids you found on the street that might need a tutu, something like that. Bring them through. And most importantly, make sure y'all follow them on Instagram at UP2 letter U TUTU. That's at Up To You 22. And we appreciate her for sponsoring the show once again. She said she got a lot of hits last time she got sponsored with us.
And it's on Black Friday, right?
Black Friday, November 23rd.
She had told me about that, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be off. Like, I'm off on Fridays, but I might work OT.
Right. You're working OT. You always work OT.
I be trying not to, though. You know what I'm saying? They
just find you. The OT finds me.
Yeah. they just come get me out the blue. They got me today. Like, But where are you at with the whole Kanye situation with him and Cudi back now trying to do music and him denouncing all of his political foolishness?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kanye's completely full of shit. I'm pretty much done with him as like a human being, just overall. I think that he sways too far right. I'm as I say right, I'm leaning left, but he sways too far right and too far left on various things. Yeah. And he doesn't have a stance on anything. And he is now manifested himself in human form as a guy who doesn't read. He's a self-prescribed guy who doesn't read and doesn't really educate himself, and he goes off how he feels, and he's manifested himself into the human version of an uneducated guy with no information. And it shows in his actions to where it's like you can allow, what's that girl's name? Candace Owens. You let Candace Owens, like a 20-something-year-old girl with this right-wing political agenda, fucking roll you up into all of this fucking shit and make you the poster child for black Republicans and parade you in front of the president and this, that, and the third. And then you go back and see yourself on TV, and only then do you say, damn, I'm a dickhead, when all these people have been trying to tell you for months that, damn, you're a dickhead. Like T.I., 2 Chainz, Pusha T, all these close people to you in your immediate circle, 10, 12-year friends have been telling you,
all of them.
You're a dickhead. And you like, I just want to be free to think what I want to think. Yeah. And it's like, nah, boss, because you're too important of a figure in not just black culture, but in popular culture to spread destructive messages.
Even Kim K, she like, all right, listen, I'm going to just go be bad as shit and be with my family.
I can't deal with this.
Yeah, like you my husband, I fucks with you. But
you a nut-ass nigga. Like, I'm over here.
Like, I'm going to just go over here. You know, somebody hit me up the other day about the whole show on the DM. He was like, yo, bro, I'm waiting for y'all to get back to doing the podcast. He's like, he's like, low key, I think you the funniest motherfucker on Instagram. I love when you be doing the stories or whatever. Yeah. He's like, but yo, when you be talking that Kim K, the baddest bitch on earth, you be losing me, bro. And I'm like, stay lost. You know what I'm saying? Like,
there's no GPS for you.
I'm just like, what's the rapping nigga from Harlem? Battle nigga.
Loaded Lux,
I hate you lost niggas. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, Chief. I mean, yo, motherfuckers really be mad at me over that. Like, Kim K being the baddest
Why,
chick.
though?
I don't know. Because people will tell me I have, like, a thing and I, like, don't like black women. I'm like, you asked me who are the 5 baddest women on earth. I named 4 black women.
Right.
And I said Kim K.
Right. Just because she usurps the other 4 doesn't mean that I don't appreciate the other 4 just as much.
I love Rihanna.
Yeah.
I love Bree Westbrook. Everyone knows that. That's a big girl.
Yeah.
Lyra Galore. Super out there.
Cute as a button.
She got a lot of shit going on now with the bull.
She got a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yo, listen. P, if the sound of my voice reaches your ears, you are a GOAT and a national treasure, my man.
Yeah, P's. I told Black the other day, I'm like, P might be up there for best year when we do the TRPE awards.
Listen, they saying he got homegirl pregnant. He engaged to the one. They saying that he hitting one of her friends that's from here. And that now they saying, based off of the Breakfast Club interview, that the chick Young Miami is one of his bitches also, who's his artist.
Who's Young Miami?
From City Girls.
The one that's not locked up. What's the one name that's locked up? JT.
Yeah. So they saying now that it's suspected that Young Miami is one of his bitches because she was just gloating about him her whole interview.
I put my hand up. Y'all couldn't see it. So I asked Chad a question.
Matt, it's on you.
What did the City Girls do that had like Twitter all in an uproar? Can you explain it?
Well, what
happened with them this week? Because I don't know.
There was the Breakfast Club interview, and then they're doing some twerk challenge.
The City Girls?
Yeah, they have some twerk challenge.
Isn't one in prison though?
One is in prison.
Okay. How long is she in prison for?
Till January, February.
Okay, so it's not super long.
No, it's not super long. It's like a 2-year sentence, but with the federal system, when you haven't had a history of crime and all that shit, you don't have nothing violent on your jacket, you get certain safety valves that you're able to press, and it decompresses your sentence. Okay. So a 2-year sentence is turning for her to like 6
It's
or
like
7 months.
Shiz got 5 years, but he only did like 2.5 because he did like a drug program and some other, yeah. All right, cool.
So it's like certain,
shout out Shiz, man.
Yeah, so it's certain shit that you can do in the federal system that get you home a little early. But I don't know what it is, but people keep telling me me that it's the best shit ever, and they got some twerk challenge, and all the bitches is losing it. And then they put an album out Friday. So
they dropped an album.
Yeah, they put an album out, some hoe anthems on there that all the hoes is loving. And this is my free game alert for the week, fellas. If you are out here dating chicks that are like, yo, get in your car, like, yo, cut that City Girls on. Guard your wallet, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, guard your wallet. This is probably a situation where you want to make sure at the end of the night when you winding down and you about to beat up on them booty cheeks, you want to make sure you stick your wallet and your jewelry in the pillowcase and sleep with it tucked tight. Chicks who listen to City Girls every day are the ones that like go through your pocket and take money and put money back. That's like shit that you didn't have in here. Bitch, why do I got so many $2 bills in my motherfucking pants? Where are the 50s and the 100s at?
Okay, you talking about?
You done rifled through my shit and put some shit back that don't have nothing to do with nothing, trying to make the illusions stay clear. So that's a free game alert for the fellas. Beware of all the City Girls listeners. I mean, it's going to be bad for your wallet. You might have a good time, though, but it's going to be bad for your pocket.
I saw people mentioning the City Girls.
Yeah, they put an album out Friday, some hoe anthems or whatever. Shout out to them. Okay. I particularly appreciate their brand of music. They're picking up where Trina left off.
Oh, yeah, because they from Miami, right?
Miami,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
They got the credit. They got the new millennium credit card scammer dick sucker anthems. Shout out to them. So
what did the one that's in jail, what did she get locked up for?
Aggravated identity theft.
Aggravated?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I did see that.
Yeah, multiple counts.
Yeah.
Hey, why do you have 17 IDs on you and 14 credit cards? We're gonna bring you in for questioning. This don't look right.
There's a guy from my neighborhood. He did like 11 years upstate, and one of his charges was aggravated mayhem. I'm like, what
the fuck?
What did you do that the mayhem was next level? Like, you would think,
yeah, mayhem is not enough.
Like, you would think
aggravated mayhem.
Because
aggravated mayhem.
Just getting charged with mayhem sounds like some WCW shit.
Bruh.
So it's like for it to be aggravated, it means you had to like really, really like.
Yes.
You had to wow. Yeah. Like, you had to be wilding.
It's like they put the cuffs on you, then you like grab the cuff and like hit the motherfucker with the
wild apostrophe in.
All wild.
You had to be wilding. You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that whole situation he had. But yeah, whenever I hear aggravated, that shit is like, what did you do?
Like, wait a second. Let me listen closer to this.
Like, what did you do that it was
the
aggravated? You know what I'm saying? We want to talk about sports? Or I don't know.
I want to talk about how fucked up life in America is.
Okay, cool.
And how come
we can do that?
Why is there a rumor that Condoleezza Rice is up for the head coach of the Cleveland Browns?
It can't be true.
How does that even get into like the atmosphere?
What's crazy is Adam Schefter reported it, and he's like, when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is fake. But then I'm like, it's Adam Schefter, and I'm like. And this is just how fucked off I am as an American. Donald Trump president,
yeah,
fucking Terminator as a fucking governor. That I said to myself, and I'm like, I mean, Condoleezza was, yeah. I'm like, shit, she
can't be no better than the
she was chairman in a White House meeting. So I'm like, she can't be no worse than Eric Mangini. You know what I'm saying? Like, I dead ass to myself started saying that, and it's like, I'm an idiot, but it's the truth. It's like. When I sit around and see, like, I've seen so many people come out and say that they want to run for president in 2020.
Yeah, Kanye, Waka Flocka.
Kanye, 2 Chainz, Waka Flocka, The Rock, Akon. None of these people have any political experience. But it's Donald Trump becoming president. Like, and it's literally gotten me to the point where it's just like, if I apply for a job, right? And y'all like, okay, we want to bring you in for an interview. I dead ass might be like, why?
Right.
The fuck for?
Right. I get it.
Because we live in a time where it's like you don't need any.
You can just be what you want to be.
I can just be this shit.
Yeah. Fuck you need to interview me for? I'm overqualified for this shit.
If we keeping it a bean,
like. Y'all starting salary is really bullshit if you really want to like get into it.
Keeping it trail, like it should be a lot more than this.
I'm gonna come down there and interview y'all.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah. You said, see here on your resume, you're into chilling, doing all types of ill shit.
Rubbing oil on big booty hoes.
Yeah, like, but it's just crazy. Like, the fact that hearing Condoleezza Rice is interviewing they're thinking about interviewing her for a head coaching position, and it's not like I dead ass read it and was like, I mean, and my man was like, cool the fuck out, and I'm like, no, I'm serious.
I'm saying,
like,
give her a shot.
I'm like, because if Trump is the head of state
and the commander in chief, hand on the button. He is numero uno for the free world. Fucked a porn star and got exposed in the media. He's president.
Yeah. A porn star went on 60 Minutes and talked about spanking the president in a motel.
Motherfucker rigged the election with the Russians, all type of shit.
All kinds of shit.
President.
I was going to say best friends with the most dangerous man on the face of the earth right now.
President. All the shit with the casinos, president. So it's like that has crept into the world now.
Yeah.
People like, man, I do whatever the fuck I want for real.
Yeah. It's bad. Absolutely. It's bad. People just don't give no fucks whatsoever.
For what? Give a fuck for what? What does giving a fuck actually do? It's nuts.
It's astonishing.
Kaepernick still don't have a job. Yo, I saw the day that what quarterback tore his leg up today?
Alex Smith with
Did you see that?
I heard this shit was like hanging off his.
It was how crazy it was.
It was the Joe Theismann shit I heard.
33 days, 33 years to the day.
Joe Theismann was there.
Joe Theismann was
weird.
there.
Yeah, and the camera guy focused right on him right after that happened. Like,
yeah, crazy. For all of you children that don't know, Lawrence Taylor snapped Joe Theismann's leg
into 50 pieces,
into 38 million pieces. Snapped his shit, ended his career. Today, Alex Smith, quarterback for the Redskins, had the same exact injury on the field in Washington, 33 years to the day that Joe Theismann's injury happened, and Joe Theismann was there.
That's fucked up.
That's
some
crazy.
Final Destination shit.
Right. So the Redskins released a statement afterwards saying that they're going to be looking at quarterbacks to bring in. I forgot the other two, but one of them is Mark Sanchez. And I'm like, how the fuck is Colin Kaepernick not getting a job as a quarterback?
And Colt McCoy.
Yeah. That's it. I'm just like,
Mr. Butt Fumble is getting a look
like,
before
y'all on absolute bullshit, yo. It's crazy.
Nah, it ain't no collusion going on, but we gonna talk to Mark Sanchez because our quarterback's leg just got snapped. Like, what?
Meh. But Rick, before we end with sports real quick, can we talk about Melo?
Yes, please talk about Melo.
Melo's washed.
Yes.
And the Melo stands don't want to accept it.
Well, I mean, in basketball terms, we talked about it before the show. Melo should have been taken out back and shot like old Yeller 7 seasons ago.
Melo should have caught one in the head basketball wise.
Basketball wise, Melo's the GOAT when it comes to getting money.
I fucks with as a person. I fucks with Melo.
Stand-up guy, family man.
He's from Baltimore, got out of that bullshit.
Fuck a couple hoes on the side. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he got la. You got to respect him.
I fuck with Melo.
He made $30 million this year. And he's stuck. And he stinks. Fucked it up.
He stinks.
That nigga is not on no team. He got money from 2 teams. And might get money from a third.
He might be on his 5th team in 2 seasons.
Real shit. And getting checks from all of them. Big checks.
But with that being said, he's a dinosaur.
He's a Neanderthal.
He's a Neanderthal, and the motherfucking iceberg has hit a long time ago, and for some strange reason, he's the last one left.
Melo is the Hindenburg. Like, that's what he is. Like a fucking a passenger blimp.
Yes.
Like, nigga, we ain't using these no more.
It's over.
Like, it's just what it is. Melo literally comes on the court, and it just fucks up the entire offense. Yeah. It's funny because I saw AI talking about him the other day. AI was like, oh man, they trying to blackball him. He still got a lot left in the tank. All he need is the right situation. And I'm like, yeah, because you're the expert on this. it's like I was telling my man this morning at work, the NBA is the 450 best players on earth.
Yes.
You watch niggas not be able to do it in the NBA, go to China, and Jimmer Fredette had 75 the other day in China.
Did you see the graphic of Melo next to Jimmer Fredette?
Yeah, and it's just like shit. Like, to be in the NBA, you're 450 of the best. So if you come into the NBA in 2003, 2005, 6, you're one of the best players in the NBA. You're one of the best 450 in the world. 12 years later, 2018, you might not be one of the best 450 players in the world, especially if the game has moved so much.
So dramatically.
So I used it explaining to a guy at my job. I'm like, what number are you on our... We got 278 drivers at my depot. I'm like, what number are you? He's like, I'm 24. I'm like, right, you in the top 25. Remember when you was number 200 and whatever the fuck it was at the end? I'm like, I think I'm 141 or something like that. It's motherfuckers that's down there to 200s. When they weren't here, I was lower.
Right.
You were lower. Because the old heads who have now retired and left or have gone on into supervision or management or directors, they were... You understand what I'm saying? So it's like when Anthony Davis comes in to the NBA, that's one spot that somebody now is out of because this is one of the best 450 on earth. Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, all of these people, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, all of these people are now here. So y'all who were maintaining these spots, the Chris Bosches of the world, you got to get out of here. Yeah. Dwayne Wade, you got one more. We giving you one more because you the Flash, but you got to get out of here. You know what I mean? You look at 2004 when them dudes showed up, Chauncey Billups, Rasheed Wallace, Rip Hamilton, all y'all going.
All gone. Ben gone.
Tajon Prince gone. Paul Pierce going. Kevin Garnett going. Ray Allen going. Y'all going because your time is up.
Yeah.
It's not nothing knocking you, but your time is up. Yeah. Kareem was one of the best things ever. Kareem can't go out there no more. His time is
played for fucking 27 seasons. Kareem played so long, they was getting back on offense. He was still setting up on defense. Like, damn, like Kareem, like, oh, y'all back over here? Shit, all right, let me get in position.
Kareem played for so long, motherfuckers didn't know he had another name in the NBA. Like, he was Kareem for 22 years. Like, they didn't know he was somebody else. And it's like, yeah, like, it's not a knock to Melo, but it's just like, yo, when it comes to the analytical game of basketball where the three is worth more than two and all we care about is spacing, you are not one of the 450 best players.
Yeah, literally 7 years ago, there was no such thing as a 3-and-D player.
No.
The shit didn't exist.
No.
Steph Curry wasn't Steph Curry 7 years ago. Klay Thompson wasn't Klay Thompson 7. Like, the whole game has changed. Daryl Morey, the GM of the Houston Rockets, constructed a model where all we do is dunk or shoot threes. And if you shoot a fucking two, you're getting out the game.
Yeah.
Because you don't fucking get it what it is that we do here.
Yeah.
Melo, the other day, shot a deep two, made the shit, looked at the bench and said, yo, my bad.
He said, my fault.
My fault.
He said, my fault. He said that.
In the game.
Yeah.
While it's going on. Oh, shit, my fault, y'all. Damn, I'm bugging. I thought I was in New York.
I told my homie, I'm like, when Melo pulled up for a fucking 20-foot two-pointer and turned to his bench and was like, my fault, my fault. You know what that felt like? Cuddy on The Wire when he wouldn't kill the ball in the alley. And he was like, it just ain't in me no more, man. And he's like, remember, I always call him AZ. What the fuck is his name on there? Avon. Was like, he left today. He's a man back in his time. He left today a man. Like, that shit was like that. Like, yo, this shit just ain't in me no more. Like, I ain't got it. And like that's Melo. Like, ain't no hating, ain't no sad shit, whatever. It's just, it's over.
It's not, you can look at him and tell that he wants to do the right thing and he wants to still participate, but he's just such a bull and just knows one way how to play the game, and the game just passed him by. Yeah. Whereas LeBron just figured it the fuck out. Like, LeBron just figured out how to do everything and just change his game around, not necessarily change his game around, but be so efficient and be so focused on efficiency that the game could not pass him by because he had the intellect / acumen and the skill level.
So LeBron had 51 tonight on 19 for 30 shooting, 6 for 8 from 3, 30 shots, 50 points. This goes back to, I was trying to explain this to the guy at my job. Kobe, AI on them, on average, were shooting 30 times a night.
Yeah.
On average. Kobe's highest scoring year, he averaged 35.4. I remember the year great. It was 2006. Yep. He averaged 29 shots a game that year.
Yeah, so that's damn near a shot for every point that's going in the bed.
LeBron tonight had 51 on 30 shots. That's the efficiency. You give LeBron 30 shots, he's going to score 47, 48. The first game of the finals last year against the Warriors, he had 51, 8, and 8 on 32 shots.
Yeah.
You give LeBron James or Steph Curry 30 shots, you might get 65.
It's lights out.
You dead ass might get, like, that's the efficiency that I'm talking about with basketball now. Yeah. Where it's like back in the day, you give Kobe or AI or T-Mac or Vince Carter 30 shots, niggas might drop 35 and it's lit. You give these new players 30 shots, you dead ass in for us. What's his name? Jimmy Butler last night, like, man, Kemba dropped 60 on me. Like, I'm sick about that. Because I got to hear that shit for the rest of my goddamn life.
I hit the game winner, but at the end of the day, Kemba dropped 60 on me. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to fuck a player who played below the rim like Kemba dropped 60 on you.
Yo, shit crazy.
Kemba's an elite point guard now.
It's nuts.
2 years ago, he was trade bait. Now he's an elite point guard.
You know
One of the 5 or 6 best point guards in the league right now.
But this is what I'm talking about. Kemba had 60 last night on 34 shots.
And he's a little guy.
That's the difference in the NBA now and back then. Melo, then, you could go on the floor and you could go 8 for 21. It's lit.
Yeah, hit your
you go 8 for 21
you hit
now.
75% of your free throws, it's lit.
You go 8 for 21 now on the wing, you're running laps tomorrow in practice. You're fucking up. Dead ass Kemba had 60 last night on 34 shots.
That shit is amazing.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's scary almost. And he's 6 foot. You give Kevin Durant 34 shots.
70.
You in for it, dog. You in for a long motherfucking night. This shit is crazy, yo. It's really astonishing watching it happen. You know what I mean? So it's like perfect example. I'm gonna go to the let's just for giggles look at the Warrior shit last night. Kevin Durant last night had 32 on 20 shots. He scored 30 on 20 shots.
Right.
So if you give him an extra 14 field goal attempts, Kevin Durant scored 50.
Yeah, 58.
Yeah, and that's the efficiency that just goes on every day now in basketball that just we don't even talk about like on some grand scheme shit. Joel Embiid as a center, dead ass is going. But what's it? Not even Joel. I fuck Joel Embiid for a second. What's the big ball was on the Lakers? He on Milwaukee now.
Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez had 8 threes the other night.
He had a shooting display.
Brook Lopez.
He was pulling up from Steph range the other night.
Had 8 threes the other night. What you gonna do with that?
Yeah.
You watched the other night when Jimmy Butler hit the game winner for the Sixers against Kemba and them.
Yeah.
When Jimmy Butler both times got one-on-one. You know why? Joel Embiid had to walk out of the paint, and he went out to the three-point line. You know what that person had to do? Go guard him. That's the creating space shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, if you're not creating space, you're in the way.
Yep.
You're a Neanderthal.
Absolutely. So
ain't no diss to Melo.
Yeah,
I like him.
We love Melo. Like Melo. Respect his getting money abilities. He made a couple wrong decisions in his career path that could have, led him down a different path. He should have went to the Bulls when Derrick Rose was in his prime. He should have went to Houston early as opposed to late. He made a lot of fucking mistakes in terms of the personnel part of his career because he didn't want to sacrifice no bread. Yeah. He forced his way out of Denver a year too early and depleted a young Knicks team that could have made a deep run if they just add him in the summertime. Really? Like, he made a lot of fucking mistakes because he just wanted what he wanted. But in his prime, he's a fantastic player. He just ate up a lot of space. He was a big Kobe, basically. Like, it's a big fucking Kobe.
Like, my homie at my job was like, to put a bow on all of this, he was like, yeah, man, I mean, what was I'm trying to think the exactly verbatim way he said it. But he was, because he was talking about LeBron and Carmelo, and he was like, they essentially the same dude. I'm like, no, the fuck they aren't. Like,
in the words of Taxstone, not really.
No, they aren't, dog. That's vastly different. So then we start talking about the best ever. He's like, do you think LeBron's the best ever? And I'm like, honestly, at this point, yeah. Like, he's just
too good for too long.
Too good for too long, and he's not supposed to be that. Yeah. Like, ain't nobody that's as big as Karl Malone supposed to be faster than Gary Payton.
Right.
And it's just not supposed to happen like that. Like that, it's an anomaly, really. And then he was like, "Yeah, I mean, I personally, I think Kobe better." I'm like, Kobe, my favorite player ever,
and he ain't better.
But he ain't better. And he was like, "Yeah, I mean, shit, like they kind of did Melo dirty if you think about it, because it's like they gave Kobe that treatment. They let Kobe pretty much do whatever he wanted for his last couple years." And I'm like, and he ruined the Lakers.
Yes,
the Lakers, the most historic franchise in NBA. Other than Boston, maybe.
Yeah.
But honestly, in these last 3 decades...
In the modern era, they're the best basketball franchise.
They're the franchise to be in the NBA. They didn't make the playoffs for the last 5 years.
Yeah, they're 7 years behind where they should have been because of the 2 extra years they paid Kobe.
As much as I love Kobe, and that's my favorite player, Kobe fucked the Lakers up for the last 5 seasons. Fucked them up. Yeah. And now they're just getting to where it's like next year, honestly, this year, they're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Will they make noise? Depends on if
talk about the Tyson Chandler pickup.
Tyson Chandler pickup
changed the
huge.
whole complexion of the fucking
because
team.
JaVale McGee honestly was looking like he was about to be Defensive Player of the Year. You know, JaVale was like leading in blocks, like smashing it, but it gives him a break now.
Yeah,
and it's like I know this is hating. I'm so happy Rondo broke his wrist. You know, it is. I know that's hating. I know that's bad, but because it gives Lonzo now full on time.
Yeah, to gel with the team.
Figure out what the fuck it's going to be. Because he still have moments where he timid. Did you see Lance shoving to the defender tonight? Like, he still have them little goofy moments. So it's like, they're going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
But next year when they get KD, it's on.
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part, though. If the Warriors lose KD, they're going to get AD.
They're going to get Anthony Davis. And they fucking going to be even better.
Which pisses me off. You know what I'm saying? Which pisses me the fuck off. But we've been talking. You want to tell them about the whole multiple podcast shit we've been thinking about doing?
Yeah, definitely. Before we get into that, though, let me just give a quick shout out once again to Dope Shows, our sponsor for the night. They got Moneybag Yo live in concert coming up Sunday, November 25th, with special guest Cy Mosquiat, Sean Sloan. It's at the Fillmore, Philadelphia. Y'all know where the fuck the Fillmore is. Y'all go to Drake Night every motherfucking month. Y'all know where the Fillmore is. 29 East Allen Street, Philadelphia, PA, across from the Sugar House. Get your tickets right now at Ticketmaster.com. Or you could go to the Fillmore box office or go to any DTLR/Sneaker Villa stores. For those of you that don't know, DTLR, Downtown Locker Room, bought Sneaker Villa about a year ago. Now they're rebranding all of the stores as DTLR/Villa or just DTLR.
I rode past the joint on Broad and...
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, and I was like, the fuck is DTLR? Yeah, you actually right.
DTLR is a huge chain in the DMV and in the Atlanta region.
No, I've seen it before. When I saw them, I'm like, the fuck is
doing it up here? Yeah. So they bought Sneaker Villa probably about a year ago. I know about it early from some people that I know that work in the sneaker industry. And but you know, they're expanding the brand. They spending a lot of money. Shout out my man Jalil Beach. Jalil has a store down in Chester on the Chester waterfront with DTLR Villa, whatever like that him and his business partner own and all that shit. So they definitely, you know, spreading the wealth and reaching out to the young influencers in the area and breaking bread and doing business with them. So once again, shout out to Dope Shows. But yeah, multiple podcasts. It's lit. We're gonna have to do it. I mean, we just kind of looked at the lane.
Let's explain real before what our whole absence was about, and like because I know people have been asking me left and right.
The why of it.
The why.
All right. So the why of it all is just kind of, you know, in the last 2 months of me and Matt consistently doing the podcast, we're really inconsistently doing the podcast, which were July and August. Prior to that, we basically like crushed the numbers here on Wildfire for 6 months in a row. So basically from February through July, we were the number one show on the station, like far and away. And the closer that you got the football season, the closer that the gap started to get closed by some of the sports shows. But essentially, we have a show and a product that is so unique that our numbers don't drop for anything. Like they just kind of hang where they hang. Sometimes they spike, but they don't really drop below a certain level because we have such a unique market and such a unique pitch in terms of our audience.
They call it niche.
We have a niche market.
Niche.
Both of those.
Whatever.
And we dominate a niche market within the Mid-Atlantic region. We're huge in Philadelphia, huge in Delaware, huge in New Jersey, huge in New York, huge in the DMV. We crush that market so much that it drives our numbers up to the point where we are far and away on a yearly basis the number one podcast in the tri-state, which is very impressive for such a young show that exists and to not really have a genre.
Yeah.
The other shows on this particular network and other podcast networks that usually kill it are what, Matt? Sports shows.
And gaming.
Because that shit is easy to sell because it's all ages. Whereas we kind of have almost like a rated R/NC-17 market.
We're banned in 20 countries.
We're banned in a lot of places, but we thrive and we outplay our goal on a consistent basis to the point where it's like we can't explain the fucking numbers. So in looking at that and then looking at the other shows on the network and, you know, the type of sponsorship they're able to pull and the monies and stuff that's coming through the show, we kind of took a step back and said, hey, if we were the number one show on loudspeakers or the number one show on All Def Digital or the number one show on Insert Your Podcast Network here, not only would we be not worried about footing the bill for recording costs, we would be making major money, like double-digit thousands of money a year, because when the numbers are coming in and we're consistently at the top, they're going to push those. The people that run the network are going to push those ads to the show that's performing because you have the best numbers. That wasn't necessarily occurring, but we basically pulled a Le'Veon Bell. We sat out for 2 months. In the midst of those 2 months, there was negotiations, back and forth conversations, this, that, and the third, and it let us refocus to kind of go back into our network and say, who's been working with us before? Who can we get some ads from? And on this show today, we have 3 people sponsoring the show. And then looking forward with the network saying, hey, if we were elsewhere, this is what we would be having. Let's at least find some minimum threshold to where you guys benefit from the numbers and we also benefit from the numbers, and start to turn this into a real profit building organization so that potentially we can take this device or Showtime or somewhere else, because the show is growing that exponentially over a short amount of time.
Right.
So now coming back, we have a big sponsorship with a headphone company that starts next month. We got one with a big cologne subscription-based company that starts next month. We have a big sponsorship starting in 2018 where me and Matt are going to be getting ripped and shredded. 2019, me and Matt are going to be getting ripped and shredded.
Me and Chad got to go to Miami.
Yeah. So all of
I can't wait for that.
And there's basically plans to do so much more, because just in having the conversation, it's been expressed and now understood that this show is kind of like a dynamo compared to the other shows that fall into a niche market, because we always perform.
Right.
So basically, we took off because there were some discrepancies in the operational thing. We needed to do some stuff better. We felt the network needed to do some stuff better. And now we're going to come back together and be better together to build this up, bring back the video component, make sure we have sponsors.
Yes, I can't wait for the new room to be built. I wish it was done now. But yeah, they're building a new studio with video and live, all this other shit going on in it. So it's like that should be up hopefully within these next couple weeks.
Exactly.
We're right now in like Studio C.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Wildfire literally moved into a whole new studio, a better state-of-the-art facility. They're literally building rooms to tailor to where the shows are going, to be able to bring in big name guests and have it to where it looks like, oh shit, this is like a real big operation. We're not like in a fucking trailer park here. So it's like the network is investing literally every single dollar back into the network and into our show and the other shows on the network as well, and into Taylor to make sure that he has the shit that he needs in order to be the best engineer. So we got to all have a shared common goal in terms of making Wildfire big and making TRPE big, and I feel like we now have that.
Yeah.
Finn.
Okay, but none of that was about the other podcast.
Oh. So that was the why we weren't here.
So far, I was like, I thought he was about to keep going.
So that's the why we weren't here. In terms of the other podcasts, so we look at the landscape and say, hey, Fourth and John's killing it. This sports show's killing it. This sports show's killing it. Me and Matt, as you just heard Matt so eloquently express himself about various sports topics, we are both 30 years basically self-educated on the sporting industry and follow sports, bet on sports, fucking wake up, watch ESPN, or go on YouTube, watch ESPN, watch fucking Skip and Shannon, whatever the case may be. We can do this shit. So our goal going forward is to start the Realest Sports Podcast, and as an offshoot to where we'll keep the shenanigans and the craziness on TRPE, talk a little tiny bit of sports, kind of like preempting what we're going to talk about on the big show, but then have a sports only podcast where the meat and potatoes for 60 minutes or 75 minutes is all sports with our personal twist on it.
Right.
So that's one.
Try to make that a little
pet project.
I know. I was gonna say actually, like try to do that one, like not rated R. Maybe do like a
PG-13.
PG-13, because we want to try to pull in a big sponsor with that, which I feel like we could.
Absolutely.
So
I mean, the whole thing is, if y'all stick with us, and and we've continued to grow, and the numbers keep going up, and I already know that this show today is going to be like a record-setting one for us because we've been off for a while and there's so much pent up demand. I had so many people do probably the same thing, tag me on the Instagram story or on the Instagram today. It's about damn time, Twitter, all of that shit, because it's just we've somehow, some way, we don't know how the fuck we did it, but somehow, some way, we filled a void that people didn't know that they had.
Yeah.
And now we occupy that space to where a lot of our listeners were first-time podcast people, and now they go off and they listen to the Reader, they listen to this podcast or that podcast, and they're more open to podcasting because we introduced them to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a first-time thing for us. We were virgins. Y'all were virgins. We came together and made beautiful, sweet love, and now we're going to continue to expand and make the TRPE brand big, the Realest Sports Podcast big, and just any other shit that we want to do. We're going to kick it around and try to make it as big as possible.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. That was eloquent.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I wouldn't have gotten all of that off without fucking up and saying something crazy. But that's pretty much you said it all. It's like we really just come to the. I told Chad the other day, like I've accepted it. Like Chad's a star, I'm a superstar. It just is what it is. Like people need to hear us talk our shit.
Paul Orndorff and superstar Billy Graham.
That's really what it is, you know. And it's like. I don't know. I felt like at first it was like because we didn't know what we were doing.
No, we were figuring it out.
We had no clue. What the fuck is a podcast? That was my,
I spent a year with Matt and Ra, like, in fighting over what the fuck is a podcast, first and foremost.
So
then it was like, oh, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Then it still took 6 more months.
Yeah, it really did though. But it's like I'm more so on a tip now where it's like if we gonna do it, I want to do it.
Let's do it to death.
Like I want to do it to death. Like if we gonna do it, let's do it. Because I look around and it's just like this ain't a knock to nobody or diss to nobody, but it's just I'd rather hear us talk about whatever's going on out here. I'd rather hear us on fucking Good Morning America than the people they have up there. You know, that's just me though. So it's like
it still fucks me up. Every time I see Strahan on Good Morning America, it fucks me up.
Well, he's not. Is he on Good Morning America? He is on Good Morning America.
He's got like every job that he ever wanted.
Like it fucks me up because it's like, yo, this is like a hard nosed, like all time.
I was thinking a Good Day Philadelphia.
No, he's on the big show.
Yeah, he's on the big
National.
show.
National. Yeah, and it's just like Strahan's really fucking killing it. He left the NFL on his terms. He wanted the greatest of all time to play his position, and now he fucking on TV with beautiful white women every morning.
And took off Tiki Barber's jobs.
All of them.
Like all.
Yeah, how about it?
All of them.
Yeah. And Steve Harvey's another one now that's gotten like
Steve Harvey got 97 shows.
87. Yeah, the dog.
Like, what?
He's on every fucking thing. Everything. He got a beard now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bald head and a beard. Great beard.
I'm just
Look
like
like Papa Smurf.
this nigga, man. Like he's another one that just
Steve Harvey is literally like he's created a media empire.
yeah.
Media fucking empire. He records like he was saying something about remember that email leaked about him telling his assistants like stop coming in my office unless it's absolutely necessary. He's recording shows like 17 hours a day.
No, they said he records in Chicago and then he goes to is it LA or Florida? One of them. He goes there and records and shit. Like he's recording literally all goddamn day. Shit is nuts.
Crazy.
But you got anything else you want to throw out there, man?
Can we just talk about our favorite rapper real quick before we get out of here?
Who's that?
6ix9ine.
Oh, yo, my dad today, he was like, yeah, I was on YouTube the other day and I was watching that rapper with all the stuff on his face. And I'm like, oh, 6ix9ine? He was like, yeah, what's his problem? And I'm like, hey, a young boy.
Yeah.
He said, how old is he? I'm like, he's like 18. He's like, are you kidding me? All that jewelry. And I'm like, that's what they wear when they
getting it.
You getting 100 a show.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And he's like, I knew he was young, but I didn't think he was 18. And I'm
He's
like,
a kid.
But it amazed me that my dad, a 70-year-old retired
Has
post
discovered
office
Tekashi.
worker, has discovered 6ix9ine on YouTube. The power of the internet is fucking unbelievable, yo.
Yeah. So I just want to attack it from a different angle. Like we know the shenanigans and all shit he gets into. He's just so fucking entertaining, man. And he's literally the best interview in media right now. And to see him go back up on the Breakfast Club and literally have a whole interview that's complete polar opposite to the first one that he had, and it just still be just as fucking good, is like, god damn, he's figured out media and he's retarded.
Yeah. But he one of them like, yeah, he's slow, but he do like what they call like retard good job mistakes.
Right.
Like he do that a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he know. Like even when Charlamagne was like, yeah, come on, man, you was at O Block for 30 seconds. He's like, no, I was like 15. Like he understands the little nuances of pulling the chain
He's
on people.
mastered media, man.
Yeah, he's pretty funny with it. You know, I'll give him that all day.
Mastered media.
You know, and he's making hits. Can't even knock
He's 10 for 10 on Billboard. His biggest song went number 2 on Billboard. The song with Nicki Minaj went number 2 on Billboard.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that ZZ shit was number 2.
Shit is huge.
It's huge.
That shit was number 1 on iTunes every week since it came out.
I'm like, damn, Kodak Black got like a real live smash. I ain't pay attention.
You know he owns 40% of Bodak Yellow?
Yeah? Damn.
Because Cardi B used the flow.
The flow from No Flockin'. I know
he
that.
He owns 40% of that record. Because, real quick little music corner. The Blurred Lines lawsuit from the Marvin Gaye estate and Pharrell and Robin Thicke and T.I. changed the landscape of
I remember when that was all happening. Yeah.
Because once you make a decision like that if something sounds kind of similar, even though it's not a sample, and you can show the files and prove that it's not a sample, but you still got to pay $12.5 million, it changes everything to where now motherfuckers will pay you preemptively to avoid getting sued.
Yeah.
So they'll just give you the splits on the front end because they know in their head where they got the shit from. So they'll just pay you on the front end as opposed to waiting for you to sue them and then taking all the money that they already made.
Right.
So, like a perfect example was the Iggy Azalea song "Fancy" and shout out the Classic Man. Jadena, Classic Man. Our guy produced that record because they sounded so similar. They had to give Iggy Azalea publishing on Classic Man so that they wouldn't get sued later because the tempo of the beat was similar. Right. So now this is just common practice in the music industry. I was just watching a video last night. They said that Sting took 85% of what's the kid's name from Chicago? Juice WRLD's song "Lucid Dreams." Okay. That song's been top 5 on Billboard since it came out. Right. Sting took 85% of the royalties of the ownership of it because they interpolated one of his songs. Basically, what the interpolation is they replayed something. They didn't sample it because if you sample it, now he could take 100%. So they interpolated it and he took 85%. Okay. So it's like these are how these like little situations occur to where it's like people are just giving the splits on the records, especially if they know it's going to be big. They're like, fuck it, I'll take what I can get and then go on the road and do the shows and make the show money. But they don't want to turn around and have to give back all the bread on the back end because people can take performance royalties too. Shit. So if you go and they be like, oh yeah, you did $10 million in shows with Live Nation, we want $7 million of that money too. You got to pay that shit back. It's no joke. Yeah, music industry lawsuits are no joke.
I was telling Lee the other day, we should have just rapped, yo.
No, I've been telling all my young ones, I'm like, yo, just rap. Like please rap.
All you need is a hit.
You need one.
One.
I'm like, listen, let me get 7.
Like, I'm not even trying to be funny.
No,
I'm really
dead serious.
Like, you have enough personality and so do I. We should just dead ass one day just write a rap song.
Let's do it.
Put this shit out. Rob make a beat. I'm not even fucking.
No,
dog,
listen.
Gucci Gang, that little nigga made like $9 million this past year.
And then he turned around and renegotiated his deal and got a fresh $8 million from the same label that signed him for $2 million.
Crazy. It's nuts. Like, you get a hit like Cardi B next year, she's going to be on the Forbes list.
Yes.
They said she just sold out whatever the fuck she's selling now.
The Fashion Nova shit.
Fashion Nova shit. Did like 10 million in sales or some crazy shit like that. You get a hit now. It ain't like back in the day. Like the one hit wonders all end up on Skid Row and on crack and shit, robbing casinos. No,
because it's so much money.
It's so much shit getting generated. You get a hit now, you are straight.
Let me give y'all a quick rundown, like a quick 30-second rundown of all the ways that you can make money in the music industry. Physical sales, digital sales, publishing / writing, registration, meaning this is for use on other mediums, movies, commercials, etc. Fucking at live stadiums and shit like that when they're playing your fucking songs. Sound exchange, TuneCore.
You saw Rihanna got at Trump for using her song at one of his rallies and shit. Yeah.
TuneCore, which is iTunes, radio, SoundCloud, YouTube Premium, all of that shit. You literally have like 11 streaming platforms like I'm saying, like including the big 3 or whatever like that, Apple, Spotify, and Tidal. You still got YouTube and YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Ludio, which is based out of Philadelphia. Fucking SoundCloud has a premium. It's just so much shit. It's like endless amounts of money. Daz Dillinger said that he's still getting $900,000 royalty statements every 3 months. He ain't had a hit Just a hit had him.
Daz made a lot of shit.
Yeah. But he's still get like it now. He shit from Tupac, old shit from '97. He's still getting
because that's the shit that pops up in commercials and movies.
He's still making $3.64 million a year off of old shit.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I mean, it's not crazy to me. I guess just because I know how much that shit gets used. Yeah. Like, if they said Biggie's Joint was worth like $30 million a year, is
the back catalog.
The back catalog, yeah.
And so Puffy gave this how rich Puffy is. He gave that to his family.
Yeah.
I don't want no more of that.
He eventually.
After he already.
You brought it up. Kim Porter, man.
Oh, man, listen, that shit.
Rest in peace to Kim. That was a beautiful woman, man.
I love
Kim Porter, man.
Just her spirit, beautiful woman, a mother, all about family. Like, you never heard nothing sensational or crazy about this woman in the media. You never seen her fighting on Love and Hip Hop. Like, you can tell whose kids' fathers is really getting to the bag because none of them are on Love and Hip Hop.
No.
None of the cities.
I remember Charlamagne asked Jay-Z, would you and Beyonce ever do a reality show? He said, what? Like, that was his response.
Fucking billionaire.
What?
I got a $58 million house. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, that was his response. Like, what? Like...
No, so, like that was a hurt piece, and just to know the long-standing relationship her and Puffy had, and I can only imagine what he's going through. He's literally losing a life partner. She was the mother to 4 of his kids, but literally the mother to all of his kids. She accepted the role of still being a mother.
Well, those were his only kids.
No, Justin is Misa's son.
Which one is Justin?
The first one, the light-skinned one.
Nah, that's Babyface son. I mean, not Babyface.
No, Quincy is
Albie Shore's son.
But that's Kim's son with Albie Shore.
Right.
But Justin, the one who the restaurant and all that shit was named after, Misa Hilton is his mom.
So which one is King Combs?
That's Christian, the one that looks like Puff.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Then. All right, yeah.
Yeah, so she accepted the role of being the mother to all of his kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, outside of the ones that were actually hers. And nobody has nothing bad to say about this woman, and it's just like literally like...
Dallas Austin put up I didn't realize... It's crazy how like a lot... She went on prom with Dallas Austin.
That's crazy.
Like her and Dallas Austin like grew up together.
Yeah.
Apparently they're both from Columbus and shit.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he put up a nice post about her today, and I'm just like, yeah, like, I lost my mother passed away when she was 50. So it's like I can
directly identify.
Like her passing away, cardiac arrest at 47. My mom died when she was 50, and it's just I remember just how much confusion and just I couldn't imagine have to go through that in front of the world.
Right.
So it's like people literally it's fucked up that we're like this, but it's like I know for a fact because I don't follow Diddy.
Yeah.
And I saw people today like, oh my God, Puff's post, damn. So it made me go to his page and I saw it. But there are people who literally, you could see, because his last video or last thing he had was something with Nas on it. People all in the comments like, damn, Puff, I know you taking your time, but we want to hear what you got to say. And it's just like, y'all weird as shit.
Yeah, why do I got to live my life in front of y'all in the midst of death?
In the midst of death.
A woman that been with me for 30 years.
And then, of course, like all of y'all normally do, y'all find a way to go left with everything. So somebody had a tweet was like, because Puff told we was more than soulmates. We was some other shit. And I felt that. Because that's how I feel that. You know what I mean? I saw a tweet like, okay, well, if they were soulmates, then what was Cassie? And I'm like, well, she was some assy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, but, and that was a joke, but it's just like, yo, why at this moment do y'all, and people was really commenting on it like, yeah, that's so disrespectful to her, and like, fuck, and I'm just like
at the end of the day, this woman is the mother to his children. Cassie was what she was. She was a 10-year fling in the midst of a 25-year love. It is what it is. Shit bees like that sometimes. More powerful men than Puff that fell victim to the same sort of situations. JFK was the motherfucking president and had Marilyn Monroe all through the fucking White House. Yeah. Like, it is what it is. Like, so just because his flesh was weak or he fell for this woman.
Bill Clinton had a pog running around the White House.
All through that jump.
You know what I'm saying?
So it's like, just because his flesh was weak don't mean that he doesn't diminish the love that he has for this woman or what she's done for him or the fact that she was
I'm going to use that next time I get court.
Life.
Yeah. Like, just because my flesh was weak don't diminish the love that I have for you.
I mean, what the fuck? We got eyes. We see what Cassie look like.
That's lit.
It's a good situation.
Yeah.
But what's necessarily good for...
The goose ain't good for the gander.
My man.
Woo, we killing it.
What's good for your flesh is not necessarily always good for your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of like put a bow on the shit. But it's like,
Man, that's real.
it don't make Cassie any less of a woman. It don't put her below Kim or whatever like that. But they had a different type of bond.
Yeah, it's like y'all just got to stop being weird. I know it's hard because y'all weird. So it's like
y'all naturally weird. So it's like,
it's like trying to not have asthma. I get it. But y'all really
no,
are.
it's tough for y'all.
Y'all really do get weird at any like moment. Like just the drop of a dime. It's like this man was married to this woman, been around this woman for 25 years. All these kids, all this life. She was in the Juicy video.
Yeah.
Like,
this ain't nothing new.
This ain't nothing new. And it's just, for her to pass away suddenly, I know what that shit is like, dog. My mom passed away the same exact way. I know how that hurt rips through. I understand. For y'all to be that weird, to be like, oh, well, what about your other chick?
Yeah, bitch Twitter was bugging.
Side bitch Twitter was wildin'.
And what's so crazy was today, Justin put up a post also, and it's not his biological mother, and he just like, I'm fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like he like this. We was just dancing and having fun and this and that, and now you gone. Like that shit is crazy. This is a young woman, just gone. That's one day just gone. You see all the family pictures of them. Beautiful
Actually, they at first said it was cardiac arrest, then they said pneumonia, and I'm like, yo, that pneumonia shit is no joke.
No joke.
What I still don't even understand fully what it is, and that's just me being ignorant or whatever.
I don't either.
It's like Bernie Mac died from that. Like it's a lot of people who just they get pneumonia and it's just. Taylor, do you know? Figured you
like my cousin had my cousin in school. He had bacterial meningitis. That shit almost killed him, and he was like 30 years old at the time. He almost died from that shit. Like that shit got in the system. They couldn't even tell him where it came from, but they had to like do emergency surgery on him. All that shit. He had to stay in the hospital for 37 days.
Okay, so pneumonia is fluid-filled air sacs in one or both of your lungs. So
it blocks the entrance of your lungs.
Blocks the entrance and exit of the air inside of your lungs.
Hey.
So that's what pneumonia is. I had to look it up. I did not know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seemed like people get pneumonia and they just
be gone.
Checking left and right. So, and healthy people. And that, I guess that bringing the show back full circle to me, it's like, this health shit is serious.
Yeah.
I didn't really respect it. And I'm trying to tell people, it's like, I'll be honest with you, you my mans and the listeners, I fuck with them. I told you, it's awkward for me right now just not being...
Right.
I know you haven't said it, just we haven't seen each other. I know you notice it. Like, my man yesterday, he's like, yo, I didn't even realize that was you. He's like, you're just so much smaller. I held the door for my man Mitch the other day at Wawa. A nigga walked right past me. I'm like, yo, Mitch. He turned around. Oh, shit, Matt, what's up? God damn. You know, and it's like, that shit is awkward for me.
Yeah.
But health-wise, I feel like I'm finding balance.
Right.
Like, it's going to take a while for me to fully adjust to not being Big Matt.
Yeah.
I was at the casino the other day, and it's like a futon styled couch on the right side of the poker room. Me and Leek was in there. Shout out Leek.
Yeah.
But we was in the poker room the other day, and I was sitting because we was going to get something to eat, and I was like sitting back waiting for him, and I had my leg crossed on my phone typing, and he got up and came over and was like, check you out. You leg crossed, boy, now. And I like, oh shit. Like, I didn't even peep I was doing it. Yeah. But my leg was full on, like, remember Martin when he was directing on the joint? Like, I was full-fledgedly on that joint. Like, leg crossed on some sassy shit. And he was like, check you the fuck out. And I'm like, damn, how about it? Like, but it's like shit like that. You don't even pay attention to. But it's like the health aspect of it. Like, you really can check at any given time. You and we not young niggas no more. Right. You 35. I'm 34 now.
36 in March.
Yeah. Like I just turned 34 in October. Like, we not young, so it's like we not 23, 24, 20. Like, I remember what it was like to be that, like, being up all night. Like, yo, I've yawned a couple times. It's 11. I'm like, yo, it's getting late. Like,
listen, I had 2 days in the last week where I went to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yo, it get
happily
like
went
that.
To bed at 9
it
o'clock.
get like you need that shit. Your body need it, and it's just like I get it. Like, this health shit is serious because you could really look up one day and it be left. And like, I really was on some shit. Like, I was pre-diabetic. You know, my blood pressure, like, people don't even know this because I didn't really put it out there. Like, I almost had a stroke one day. And I don't really talk about it just because it's like, for me, it was kind of embarrassing. Like, damn, like, I'm 31, about to have a stroke. But I was at work and I got this massive headache on the left side of and then my neck, my whole left side of my neck started hurting. And I'm just like, oh, why the fuck do I feel like this? And I told Leah, I'm like, I'm going to the fucking hospital. And she was like, you sure you don't want me like coming? I'm like, no, I'm gonna just go to the hospital. Because she was like out, like fine. And I went there. They brought me in. My blood pressure was 142 over 105. And I was like, that sounds high. She was like, you're like getting ready to have a stroke. She's like, we need to admit you. They admit me, put me on all these drugs, gave me an IV and shit. They had me there overnight. And it was just like, my blood pressure spiked. Yeah. And it's just like, yeah, yo, that shit is like, it's real. Really you like, real. And I remember that day I just was sitting there like, just like, if I die, I'm a dickhead. Right. I'm gonna feel like a nut ass nigga if I die. Like, I still got 3 years left on this truck. Like, I'm gonna feel weird as shit. And it's something you want to take serious as you, definitely. Especially getting older. Like, your health is wealth, and I don't want to sound like that, boy. I'm not about to sell you no milkshakes and no crazy shit, but it's just like, no, it's the truth. Like, it's and you see it, just shit like that. Like, you really could just be going along, everything cool, and like even the people we see who. You see them and they small, they thin, or they skinny, and people be like, "Oh my God, body goals and whatever." That don't mean you healthy. She or he smoke hookah all goddamn day, eat greasy food all goddamn day, and it's just like, dog. At one point, I would drink 12 sodas a day. Like I did. That's what like Pepsi's, like just bottles of Pepsi, just downing it. And I see people still post about Pepsi all fucking day on Twitter, and I'd be like, dog. And now that I drink some battery acid, and now that I can't have sugar, I pay attention to just how much sugar is in shit. So it's like, you're really not supposed to go over 10 grams of sugar in a serving. Yeah. Because you'll get sick from the shit. A fucking 20-ounce bottle of Pepsi got 68 grams of sugar in it. Nuts. I would drink 10 of them shits a day. Like just 600-700 grams of sugar throughout the every day. The kicker with any type of brown soda, it's a multiplier. Yeah. So whatever you eat, double the calories just because of the fact that you ate it with and wash it down with a brown soda. The shit is crazy, yo. It's nuts. It's nuts. It's insane. And it's just like, yeah, you know, everything is. Well, Weezy say, I keep it real. Y'all better keep it copacetic. That's how I like. It's I'm being honest and like, and you know, people have literally hit me from all over. Like, I love your transparency. Like, you're not afraid to say shit. And I be like, just because it's like, I don't, you know, motherfuckers is weird. You lose 100 pounds, motherfuckers is like, oh, you got the house in Virginia. Yeah, you know, weird or thinking you sick on somebody. It's just like, no, it's like, but I did have to really, really sit down. Yeah. And, you know, I'll say this just to wrap it up. Like, everybody has been asking me, like, I've become, like, the face of the bariatric surgery shit for, like, the young black. Like, everybody we know that we follow that's overweight has hit me. Right. Text me, DM me, asking me. What it's like? What's people I work with. And they all try to do it on, like, the, yo, guys, let me, you know, trying to get these Gucci's. Like, you know, like... And I make jokes about getting the Gucci shirt and all that shit. Did you get the Gucci shirt? I listen. We got some things working. We got some things in the works. Don't worry about that. Jules, Big relax. Bro said we working. Yeah, Jules, because I know Jules gonna hear that fall out. We relax. But it's like, you know, I make jokes about that just to be funny or whatever. But it's like everybody has asked me questions about it and the process and everything, and it's just like. Don't do it unless you're ready to, because it's a lot of people I work with, and this ain't dissing nobody, but motherfuckers have had it and like are the same size they were before, or they gained weight. It's just, you got to be real with yourself, and I feel like that's the whole going to like therapy situation that we're going to do a mental health episode soon, because I really want to talk about. It's much needed, but you got it. The hardest thing to do in life is deal with your own shit. And to get out your own way. People will literally come outside and tell you everything that's wrong with you. He don't do this, he don't do that, you know, you this, you that, you got this going on, you got these problems. But when it come time for like self-evaluation, they don't want to do it. Nah, fuck that. And I just keep it a beam with you. My heaviest, I was 507 pounds. Sheesh. And I had to really, really be able to sit down with myself and figure out why I have such an unhealthy relationship with food. Why do I drink 10 Pepsis a day?
Yeah.
Why do I eat cheesesteaks at 4 a.m. when I'm at the poker? I went to the poker room the other day and like just had like some peanut butter crackers. I don't even desire this shit no more. And it's just you got to be able to deal with my mother dying when I was 17. Things that happened when I was a child. Yeah. Things I experienced. Like you got to be able to sit and unpack all of your own shit.
Absolutely.
And if you can't do that, you don't even get in this, because this is. Yeah. And I told my homie, this is more mentally challenging than anything. Like motherfuckers like, oh, that's like an easy way out. Ain't shit easy about it, because you really, to do it for real, you really got to be able to sit with yourself and figure out, why the hell did it get like this? What the fuck are we gonna do differently moving forward? And then you really got to stick to that shit. Yeah. And you really got to think about how I used to come in. You be honest. How did I used to come into these recording joints as far as what I'd have with me?
Oh, a big bag of shit.
Big bag of shit. Eating shit while we airing and shit. Combos.
Yeah.
You just it just get to a point where it's just you got to get, and that's what we talk about. You got to get out of your own way.
You have to.
It's no, and now that because I used to always like put it off on other shit. Oh, Pepsi's just delicious. It ain't that goddamn delicious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. To where you like literally digging yourself into a grave for the account. Like, I haven't had a Pepsi in 6 months.
Yeah.
Shit don't bother me.
Right.
And that's what I mean. It's like you got to be able to get out of your own way. So it's like, but we'll get deeper into that when we go into these other. I really want to do a mental health, John, because I know us giving real in-depth talks on it and bring a couple people up, that should be pretty fly.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, everything's good. I'm in great spirits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm all the way good. I wish Leak would have took down. Leak got to the top 60 the other day in the it was a $300K guarantee at Borgata, and it was like 800 entries. He got down to the top 60. He came up, went back down. He was up here that night, before day 3. Went back down, and he had aces, and second stack at the table had 10s, and River the fucking 10 on him. Shit. 4% chance of hitting a 10 on the River. Boy hit that shit, and that crippled his stack. And he went out in 33rd place. But yeah, he did good, made some good money on it, but it's like he was supposed to win that, because he was like annihilating the field. Yeah. So it's like, that's really where I've been at, like working. I got the offer for the shit in Qatar. I accepted the offer. So now I'm going through the process of the security clearance. And I did, Jules going to kill me because I still haven't finished the AFCAT paperwork. These motherfuckers want
to swallow your mouth.
They want a front view picture and a side view picture. All of the passport people that do pictures, Rite Aid, CVS, the post office, they'll only take front view pictures, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, how the fuck do I get a side view photo on a passport picture? So I'm going there and they won't do it. So I got people like, well, don't you have a mugshot? I'm like, yeah, but I was 20.
I don't want to exactly send them that.
I had hair and Dipset earrings. It's like I look fucking retarded.
Call Big Dan. He could go down to this little spot. He got the camera and all that shit. He'd take the picture for you.
Really?
Yeah.
I hit Dan the other day about buying a phone. He didn't respond to that. But all right, I'll try again.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'm going to let him know you call until he answer the phone.
He did answer the phone the first time. Then I hit him back like, yo, do you want the phone? He just never said nothing. It was like, all right.
I guess it's a no.
But yeah, because I need to get that picture done, like A said. But yeah, man, I've been good. I'm happy we back to this. Absolutely, because this shit is like necessary.
And it's necessary.
Yeah, it's like people really. I didn't realize the impact we have. People literally.
I didn't know y'all gave a fuck.
I didn't, honestly, though. People literally hit me like, yo, man, like y'all get me through fucking shifts at work.
Yeah.
Like the fuck.
My man Drake hit me last night talking about, so the show dropping at midnight, right? I said, nigga, what? He's like, just a little joke, but seriously, what time is the show coming up?
Motherfuckers already hit me on Twitter and shit about it. It's crazy.
It's not 11:30 yet, y'all. I told y'all 11:30. Back off.
But we'll be back next Sunday.
Absolutely.
Lord willing. Taylor, you got anything you want to say? You haven't said much this episode.
Nah, just glad we're back.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, man.
Is this your favorite show to record? Don't lie.
I mean, you put me on the spot, and that's unfair. So the fact that you just did that, I'm going to say no.
All right, cool. All right, special shout out before we get out of here to all our sponsors. Shout out to Up to You 22 grand opening this Friday, Black Friday, November 23rd, 12 o'clock ribbon cutting ceremony on 52nd Street. Make sure y'all pull up. Also, Abstract Thought 10-year anniversary celebration coming up Saturday, 12/15. More details to follow. Shout out my bro Billy Abstract and DJ A Boogie. Congratulations on the Boom 103.9 radio slot mix show. And finally, last but not least, our main sponsor for the show, Dope Shows, this Sunday, November 25th, Moneybag Yo, live in concert. Special guests, Sal Mosquiat and Sean Sloan, two of the hottest young artists in Philly. That's Sunday, November 25th at the Fillmore, Philadelphia. Y'all go there every month for fucking Drake night. Make sure y'all go for the Moneybag Yo concert. It's like 85% sold out, so it's a little tiny bit of tickets left. This is like the final push to get them over the top. Ticketmaster.com for tickets, Fillmore box office, DTLR Villa stores.
Hey, real quick before you turn it off, I predicted that the Eagles would lose today by 212 points. And they lost by 41, so it was close. I
was in the ballpark.
I was in the ballpark. Let's put that out there.
They got the shit kicked out of them.
Yeah, they got smashed. I knew that was going to happen.
Me as an adopted Eagles fan, I didn't particularly appreciate that today. Goodness gracious. Had my Super Bowl shirt on the other day. That shit is meaningless.
All the boys from my job went to New Orleans for the game. They sicky Minaj down there now.
Oh man, they doing a second line, all type of shit on the Eagles grave tonight.
They literally just going to fucking get some crawfish and get drunk and just wild the fuck out. Like, can't even celebrate that shit down there. But yeah, we out there, man. We talk to y'all next week.
Peace.